Okay. Hello. How's it going? Here we are. Oh, fuck me, man. Have you guys been able to see that the entire time? Okay, never mind. Oh, fuck. Dick, as it is quite literally 25 centigrade and blaring sun right now. Why in the world are you going live at this time? Because it's the only time. Fuck me, it's that bad, isn't it? Give me a second. Oh. Yeah, let's just flood this fucking room with light. Let's just flood this fucking room with light. Okay. Nice. Hello, hello, hello. Man, I am going to get this light fixed at some point. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? All right. We're doing an early stream because we're doing a short stream, okay? One segment, one topic, clean cut. I want this guy taken out, okay? Falgi has had a lot of coverage over the last few days. Now, there's been a lot of discussion over what Cloudi's done. And finally, Beckett has been able to get her into a call. And I'm like 99% sure that she like lies her fucking ass off all the way through it. Yeah? So we'll take a look. We'll take a look. We'll take a look. It should be good. I'm looking forward to covering a bit of this stuff. There'll probably be like a 3-hour long stream. And then I'll shoot off and do some other stuff. Fuck me, I've got to fit in, like, this stream now, going through this stuff, and then somebody else wants me to hop in a call with them to be able to speak to, like, another creator and do, like, an interview. And then I've got stuff going on in the evening. So, will I stream this evening? Maybe. Possibly. We'll have to see, okay? Very unlikely. I'll say that at the very least. It's possible, but it's extremely unlikely. Yeah? Okay? Nice. When did Cloudi take the stand? Couple days ago. Yeah? Couple days ago. So she had a call. She had a call with Beckett, which we'll go over. We'll probably throw some fucking stuff in the background as well to be able to, I don't know, give you guys some fucking visual stimulation, okay? Some Subway Surfers gameplay, some Minecraft parkour, something like that, okay? Something like that. Yeah. Oh, man. I've got to say, okay, I think this is already out at this point, but I got approached by a Kiwi to speak to me over some of this stuff, particularly over the hysteria about who owns the fucking Kiwi Farms account. It was leaking a lot of that stuff, right? And basically, after following on from the conversation, because I'm not gonna lie, okay? I will take the fucking L. I was not that involved in it. Because I frankly didn't care about it that much. Right? I frankly didn't give a fuck. So I didn't really look into it myself. However, after going through it, I don't know why anybody is trying to attach it to any of the ops. I think the entire time, people have ran with the consideration that, well, the information was leaked from somewhere secret and private to the ops. So, if it's ended up on Kiwi Farms, one of the op block must have posted it there. Have we not considered the fact that the op block, one of the members of the op block, might have screenshotted it and sent it to somebody else?
Getting sued for leaking sex tapes. That's just Steven's just being
and then it's gone around. Then it's gone around drama circles in the background.
RuneScape? My reels diagnosed me with ADHD.
Thank you, Lady Nerd Artist. I appreciate it. But has nobody considered that it could be one of the ops leaking it around to other Discord shitters, and then that's how it ends up getting leaked to the Kiwi Farms? Because that seems totally plausible. In fact, in my opinion, after having read some of the posts from the Kiwi Farms account in question, I think that it's more likely than not that that is exactly what has happened, right? Because people might say, well, you know, edgy humor. These guys appreciate a lot of edgy humor. Let me just read one of these, all right? I don't know if I can actually read out verbatim. I can't read out verbatim. Fuck. Hold on. Especially with the warning for community guidelines that we got the other day, I will not be reading it out, okay? I will not be reading it out at all. I'll tell you what I will do instead. I'll do you one better, okay? I'll put it on the screen, so you know that I'm reading something real, and I'll blur it so you've got no fucking clue what I'm reading. That's the middle ground we're gonna have to go for. So this is a post that the Kiwi Farms account. Fuck. This is a post that the Kiwi Farms account in question put on the farms. Okay, and it starts off with we was genocided and shit, which if you don't know is a reference to we was kangs and shit, which is an internet meme making fun of black people, thinking that they came from a noble heritage, when actually this is the meme that they've come from squalor and, I don't know, kind of constant failure and inadequacy, okay? That's the meme they're referencing. The next line is, a new phenomenon among T-slurs is trying to attach themselves to the Holocaust. Couple tweets there. This is historical revisionism. The Nazis did not come after the trans people first. It was both physically disabled people and political opponents. If this guy is trying to say that T-slurs are disabled, then that's based. Does that sound like something that somebody in the ACC would say? If this guy is trying to say that T-slurs are disabled, then that's based. Again, this has got nothing to do with any of the drama, right? So the idea that this is a cover doesn't make sense. This person has entered into a Kiwi Farms thread talking about trans genocide and is making fun of trans people and saying, well, you know, maybe they did deserve to be genocided. Hold on. I've got the whole link to this. So let me just read this out for you real quick. Okay? Hassan Watcher, mayhaps? Possibly. We can't rule it out. Holy fuck, there's no way. Wait, hold on. Okay, so what you guys can't see that I can see is that this person actually made this thread. So this person made a Kiwi Farms thread just to talk about trans genocide rhetoric. The final transition, trans genocide, hashtag stop trans genocide. T-slurs who have severe victim complexes and their constant need to rewrite history's greatest tragedies. Let's have a little bit of a read through this, okay? Maybe we can go to the end. Oh, okay, here we are. You retards, N-words, K-slurs, and whores, listen up. Trans people are being genocided, and if you disagree, you're just as bad as whoever oppressed you. This shit never ceased to amaze me. This retard is so caught up on an alleged sterilization of trans people that doesn't exist. Can we go for some other hard R's here? I'm sure there's some other hard R's that have been peppered in here. Aren't there? Anyway, suffice to say, all you need to do is go and read through this fucking Kiwi Farms account a little bit to realize, oh, fuck. This person is quite far on the right. Now, the Kiwi who messaged me and spoke about this stuff said basically this person is always identified as male. Right? This person is always identified as male. They've never pretended to be female. So that cuts off a lot of people there. But again, given the fact that a lot of the screenshots likely came from Cloudi, it makes it eminently reasonable, and I don't know why people haven't considered this, that it's just Cloudi sending around screenshots, a bunch of people are sending around screenshots. It gets out into the wider shitosphere, and then it ends up on Kiwi Farms. Okay? Me personally, I don't think that it's any of the fucking ops. Now, just because this has been a bit of the coverage that has really fucking annoyed me, okay? Especially after a conversation last night. Basically, as soon as I started trying to look into this stuff, I've been really fucking annoyed with just how retarded a lot of this has been. Because it's suddenly, I think, people have been reverse sweeping for Cloudi, right? Which is to say, going way too harsh. Cloudi is an insufferable person, really dislikable, done a lot of fucked up stuff, and so the assumption has been that, well, yeah, fuck it. Cloudi made this fucking account. Yeah, fuck her. Fuck this fucking account. Fuck Cloudi. Seems like it's Cloudi's screenshots. Doesn't seem like it's Cloudi's account. I don't think this account belongs to anybody in the op block shitter Hassan sphere. Yeah? Who would Cloudi be leaking to then? That's the question. That could be the question. Cloudi could be leaking it directly to one of the KFers, for all we know, right? I could believe that being the case, but no. Trying to figure out by looking at this account who owns it and whose secret account it is in the ops. It's a hiding to nowhere, yeah? Okay. Anyway. That's that. I just wanted to, like, knock that out of the park to begin with. People need to consider that the person who's leaking the screenshots is not necessarily the person who's leaking it to the farms or posting it on the farms, right? I've got to say, right? I don't want to step on too many toes when I say this, but these people are all supposed to be researchers, okay? They're talking about having a career as a researcher. Yeah, we dig into the background. We look in the places that nobody else wants to. Falgi has on his fucking Twitter account the bio reading, "We make channels 50 times larger than ours, afraid because of how good we do research." Motherfucker, you couldn't even consider that the person who's leaking the screenshots doesn't own the account.
Mr. Sir Leak the Cloudi DMs, we know that's your KF account. Smiley face emoji, smiley face emoji.
Thank you, Lady Nerd Artist, for the 5. I appreciate it. But there we go. Okay, there we go. What do you mean, these people? The ACC. Okay, that's what I mean when I say these people. Actually, I've heard recently that the ACC has started like doing like counter defamation against the commentary community. I heard that recently. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. I think I had Beckett's stream on in the fucking background the other day while I was looking into some of this stuff. And one of the donos, and I shit you not, you can go and watch Beckett's fucking conversation or Beckett's stream to check it out for yourself if you want, okay? One of the donos that he got was, Falgi went full commentary. You never go full commentary. Huh? What? Yeah. And after speaking to a couple people, it sounds like the commentary community is looking at this drama and mocking the ACC, and the ACC are looking at this drama and blaming commentary for the fallout of their space. The truth is going to be somewhere in between. Okay. But I think if you get to the synthesis of it, this whole wide-spanning community analysis doesn't really jive, okay? There's Discord shitters in the ACC, there's Discord shitters in the commentary community, and I would say the most true way that you can frame this drama is that Falgi's a fucking retard, and Cloudi has got nothing going on in her life, so she spends her entire time online in these online shitter spaces, these little long online communities. That's it. That's it. Now, I will say, okay, the network of friendships, that is 100% from ACC, all right? Falling out with each other, though, friends falling out with friends, apparently, the ACC is seeing that as something the commentary community is bringing into it. So it's possibly the tinderbox of both of them, yeah? Do these people have IRL friends? Cloudi? No fucking way. Falgi? I don't think so either. There's reasons why I say that, but I don't want to go too fucking harsh, okay? I don't want to go too fucking harsh at all. Oh, my god. Dick is joining ACC, so sad to see. I'm not joining anything, bro. I've got to be honest. I think that...
You're not in our club. In our club, we do things differently. Our club's cooler than your club.
Our club spawned cool guy. Hmm? What kind of fucking shit have come out of our club, bro? Do we actually care about this stuff? I just don't take this so fucking seriously at the end of the day. Yeah? Just don't take it this seriously at the end of the day. It's basically it.
You got.
That's the easiest way to never be in the position that Falgi's in.
Bell emoji. D-man is ACC, now pass it on.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Yeah, Destiny. Destiny is ACC. Okay. Let's get some fucking gameplay up then, and let's get into this call. Didn't watch the Beckett coverage. Is this new Cloudi stuff? Pretty epic, dickers. This is new Cloudi stuff. Yeah. We're not going to watch the Beckett stream. I've able to be given an exclusive copy of the Cloudi call. Now, I don't know quite why, but I've been told that this is not for distribution. So if anybody else wants it, I'd probably say go and speak to Beckett, okay? But that's basically the only thing I can say. Otherwise, if other content creators want to cover this stuff, I'm already a day late to it. Probably just go and watch the fucking Beckett stream.
Okay,
Yeah?
bro, you're getting too big for your boots.
Okay.
On Wednesday, the ops wear pink.
Thank you very much for the 2. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is like Mean Girls. It's like so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. Okay. Fab. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's get some of the Minecraft parkour started. That's how you know that we're getting serious here. Okay? Nice. Wait, fuck, have I still got the fucking blur on? Yeah, I have. Okay, this is total fucking amateur hour. Alright. Nice stuff. Nice stuff. For an impromptu stream, okay? I think we're not going too badly, are we? Okay, fantastic. Let's go for it. Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. The Cloudi call. She finally takes the stand.
Hello.
Is that a little better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, yeah.
So obviously, I don't know quite where to begin because this is.
I don't know either because okay, let me tell you what my experience has been for the past 6 days.
Okay.
I work.
Okay, Beckett might not know where to begin, but I absolutely know where to begin. Okay? So to give people... Hello?
D.1 Seekers address the allegations I just made up of the super secret commentary Mrocule.
Thank you for the 5. Does Morale get enough for it to be a polycule? Okay, anyway, nice. Thank you for the 5, thank you for the 5, thank you for the 5. So, over the course of the drama, to like prep you guys up, especially if you've forgotten some of the details here, okay? So, Cloudi has undoubtedly, okay, been integrally involved in this stuff. So, you don't really get an op block over the last year without Cloudi's involvement, right? She's a personality on stream. I think especially after the rest of the op block got kicked out, she was the most regular co-host. And Falgi and Cloudi are kind of tied at the fucking hip, okay? So that's an important thing to be able to remember in all of this. Also, Falgi may have taken the decisions to manage the channel in certain ways, okay? Which is absolutely true, but Cloudi has been the motivation behind a lot of that stuff. So Cloudi, every time she sees somebody shit-talking, has sent that on to Falgi. Prompting him, pining him, pinning him, driving him on. This person's shit-talking you. That person's shit-talking you. Okay? Falgi's made his own fucking decisions, but Cloudi has also been involved in this stuff. There's also, in terms of the Killjoy stuff, if you remember, the researcher who's getting smeared or kicked out of a lot of spaces with a whisper campaign to make people think that they're a doxer, right? So, in the Killjoy stuff, you can't really find much to actually directly pin on Falgi. It seems like Cloudi was actually the driving force behind that, right? Somewhat similar with Makari stuff. Every single step along the way, it seems, I shouldn't say every single step, but in a lot of the key moments of this drama, Falgi has been following behind where Cloudi has led him, right? When Makari got fired, Cloudi is the one to say that Makari should be kicked out the day before, right? When Killjoy eventually gets smeared, it's Cloudi in the DMs seeding all of these fucking narratives, okay? But, in any case, that's probably the insight to be able to go into the stuff.
On the train, right? So I don't get a lot of signal all the time, so I'm just getting bits and pieces. And then everything goes to complete shit. My DMs with Rena leaked, and I'll deal with that as it comes. I'm already on my apology tour. I'm already handling some of that already. Some of the allegations, though, I don't know where they come from, and I kind of want to start there before I talk about like how things happen from my perspective, if that's okay.
Okay, well let's start with some of those then.
Okay. Okay. I said that and then I didn't have a starting point. Okay, so when it comes to chasing KJ and them out of communities, what communities?
Well, I mean,
which ones? I never, because I can go through my logs. I never kicked anyone from Uplock. I didn't tell any of the creators what happened. The only person I can think that even reached out to me personally about it was K-Huck. And even then, when I talked to her about it, I literally just said, hey, you know, people just want to do their own things. Don't worry about it.
Cloudi, you guys engaged in a whisper campaign against KJ for months. I mean, and even by your own admission, you were bitching to one of your friends, and she kicked him from the server he was in with a load of the work he had. And Ash. I mean, it's in the DMs with Rena. Let's not do this. You guys engaged in a whisper campaign for fucking months. I've got your DMs, Cloudi.
I know, but that's not okay. Okay, I can explain that. I can explain that. Sorry.
Okay, very quickly. I know that you guys.
Oh, man, I mean, the whole format of this stuff, because I think that Cloudi is genuinely a pretty manipulative person, okay? So her going off the fucking bat, saying, oh, well, is there evidence? What communities specifically? Like, do you believe it, or do you refute it? Do you accept that that is what you've done, or not? Are you saying you've never said to somebody that, well, you know, Killjoy's bad news? You've got that in the DMs, right? You've got Rena saying, like, oh, like, what's up with Killjoy, right? They're talking about that. Well, you know, I'm pretty sure the Beckett mods know something super secret that they refuse to tell me. They know that they know that Killjoy's bad news, and yet Beckett refuses to kick him out of the community, despite the fact that Beckett knows that he's bad news. There is absolutely a fucking whisper campaign going on here.
Guys, talk to everyone. I know that when I remodded KJ, multiple people left. Multiple people had issues with it. Hasn't come from my mod team. They don't know KJ. It has come from your side. So don't do this. I don't want to hear it. I want to know what the fuck has gone on. Because if you come to me and say, oh, this is crazy, Beckett, I've got no fucking idea. I'm going to rip your fucking throat out. Do you understand me? I want to know what the fuck has been going on for multiple months.
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever heard Beckett say that to fucking anybody. Jesus Christ. Somebody's broken Beckett. This drama has absolutely fucking broken Beckett. Holy shit, dude. Like, he's got normal Beckett, kind of chilled out, wants to get along with everybody, and he just skips over the annoyed section and goes straight to fucking death threats.
I don't want to hear, oh, I don't know, this is so confusing, it's come as a surprise. It shouldn't. Okay? Because everyone I talk to, Cloudi, has stories about the way you behave behind the scenes, and it's not fucking good. Because the way that you have acted with Rena, I have no reason to believe you haven't acted that way. I know for a fact that before that model reorganization happened, you were laying the groundwork with other people in that group to burn Ash, Q, and KJ. You didn't like them. That's been admitted. It's admitted in the call with Falgi and Diesel. They note it. They know. This was in September, but these conversations have been happening before then. They knew.
That is a long...
What's been going on?
It's a long fucking silence.
All right, is there... Where do you want me to start?
Okay.
Oh, man. I feel like... Oh, fuck. This could have been such a fucking better call. Shit. Okay, let me clarify what the fuck I'm saying for a second, okay? So I don't know if Beckett does, like, confrontation calls like this. In fact, I think somebody raised the topic of doing one with Falgi on stream. And he just, like, passed it straight over to me and said, maybe Dickers can do this instead. But no, he's got stuff to be able to, like, totally destroy Cloudi over. But he frames it as a rant rather than actually, like, a targeted criticism, you know what I mean? You mean accountability calls? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Okay, so, there you go. That's an interesting question, actually. This is talking about Cloudi getting... There's some Discord server that announced they're going to do, like, a group call with Cloudi or something. So the Cloudi call with Monster, or Monstrous, is their own thing. And they had a semi-close friendship, as I understand it. I guess part of it is down to Falgi being a creator while Cloudi wasn't, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but equally, I think it's down to the fact that she's agreeing to them. No idea if Falgi would if asked. Normally, a creator is dragged on stream. But I tend not to do live confrontations. Would be interested to see him on Dickers. I would be interested to see him on Dickers as well. I would be very, very interested. Now, Falgi hasn't responded. I don't know if Falgi will actually come on stream. That's left to be seen, okay? There are reasons to think that he just might not actually fucking respond, if I'm totally honest. This might be like the last that we see of Falgi. That one stream that he did for like an hour and a half covering some drama that nobody knows or cares about. That is just the last thing. that might be the last bit of content that you ever see from Falgi. Possibly. He won't respond to you. I don't think that Falgi would respond to me if I just atted him out of nowhere. With Beckett directing him to do it? Possibly. We'll have to see though, but in any case. Yeah, Beckett doesn't do these kind of like confrontation calls. So it just ends up with these big long silences. I think he wants attention too bad to leave forever. Possibly, but I mean like, there's easier ways to get attention, no?
I want to know why you guys decided to burn KJ, Ash, and Q. I want to know why there were conversations about how, well, they're very like Tyler mods. You know, maybe they're just planning to jump ship. I want to know where this has started from.
Okay, I'll just start from the very beginning then, if that's okay.
Yeah, good.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you a bunch, and I'm gonna...
It's fine. I'm obviously pretty angry here, okay?
You haven't been terrible, too much for him. Possibly. I think the thing that I'm thinking of right now is there's certain stuff that has happened, maybe like slightly behind the scenes, that has just made it so Falgi might not want to return anyway, right? He might move on over to something else entirely. Like, things have gone slightly fucking crazy, off the fucking deep end. So it's not just me, right? Even if Beckett wanted to have a call with him live on stream, I don't think that he would. And that's why I'm saying him returning at all is, like, somewhat dubious. But we'll have to see, okay? Only time will tell. When did Cloudi say she was going to give a response? No way this has been going on for a fucking week already. Fuck me.
Yes, yeah. I understand that. And I realize now that me starting from the middle basically doesn't make any sense with everything else that's been revealed. I get that. So that's my bad. Let me just go back farther. Okay. So back in... Hold on, I need to...
No way! No fucking way. Wait, I've just pulled up the logs from the Uplog server. Cloudi says that she's taking time to respond, and that was a week ago. That was a fucking week ago. So she's had time to get in like an hour-long call with Beckett. She's had time to do all of this other stuff and agree to like accountability calls, and yet she still hasn't released a response to any of the drama. Jesus Christ, dude. And then Falgi has taken over a week to be able to respond to this stuff. I just don't know if it's fucking happening.
In a date. Can this move? Okay, yeah. So basically, like back in the very beginning of 2025.
Also, didn't Slug say she was going to make an apology doc? / it was going to drop a few days ago, or am I tripping? I think it might have been the last time that I was streaming, so a couple days ago. Somebody said that she's going to drop it today. The apology document is going to drop today. I will let you know as soon as it happens so you can cover it live on stream. And yeah, that was on the 6th, so 2 days ago. Yeah, some of that information seems to be incorrect.
Things just started to get weird. I can't pinpoint what exactly. We would hang out all the time. We were always in that chat. We were always talking and stuff. And then things just started to get like this weird schism. It was like me and Falgi against everyone else, and everyone else at the time would include KJ, Ash, Makari, and Q. And I would ask several times, hey, is everything good? Is everything okay? I'd get brushed off. I'd get hung up on. I would get, I would be told one thing like, no, it's all good. It's all good. And then just like accidentally hear from like someone else that like, hey, things aren't good. And I would genuinely try. And I obviously I'm not recording friend calls. I'm not doing X, Y, and Z. And the only proof that I have that at least one of these conversations happened was a time in April when that's when it started to get like really bad. Like I was just straight up getting ignored.
There's no way this is... So she's reframed the entire conversation. She's taken over from Beckett and said, listen, okay, let's recenter. I'm going to give you my basic defense, I guess is basically what she's saying. I'm going to give you my basic spiel. And the first thing she can say is, a schism grew in 2024 where everybody else hated me and my boyfriend. How am I supposed to read that neutrally? How am I supposed to read that neutrally? Everybody else just started hating me and my boyfriend. I guess people grow apart, you know? Maybe everyone else is wrong and we're actually the sympathetic people. I got hung up on. I got people speaking negatively about me. Yeah, okay. What did you do?
I joined a call to ask, hey, you know, is everything going okay? Is everything going all right? And the three people in the call were KJ, Q, and Ash. And you know, I just feel like something weird's happening. Can I, like, everything good? Q just said everything's good, gotta go, and then him and KJ left immediately. I was able to ask Ash to wait for a sec. I asked them, hey, I've just noticed a lot of weird tension, and I'm trying really hard to figure it out. And you know, if it's mostly between the men, you know, I've encouraged Faldi to talk. I'm just saying, if it ever pops up, if you could just, you know, help me with that, like, just help. Like, I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
Because beginning of that year, and I'm not trying to sob story. Beginning of that year, I had mentioned before publicly that, like, I had to deal with the LA fires, and so I was working a lot more to make up for that. And so I just thought maybe I was just gone too much. Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not trying to self-victimize. I had to deal with the LA fires. Well, you realize, listen, Beckett, okay? You've got to realize, I was there on 9/11 23 years ago. It really took a toll on me. What the fuck? Why are we talking about the LA fires? No, she absolutely tries to self-victimize. I mean, hold on. Have we got this? Oh, fuck. Wait. Give me a second. Give me a second. Where are my DMs with Slug? Where is Slug's article? Is this it? Did he drop it in my fucking general chat? Okay. Dude, there was a fucking line from this that, like, sent my fucking sides into orbit. Is this it here? Somewhere. Oh, come on. Load, you son of a bitch. Load. Okay. Is it here? Fuck, this might be it. Okay, where does she talk about ADHD? Here we go. Oh my god. Okay, this is the best bit of the entire fucking Cloudi and Rena DMs. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't read through all of it, but this is the only part that caught my eye, okay? So a few things about me are that I've been dating openly for 8 years. I've been working for blank. And I can be gone for about a week at a time. And I'm autistic/ADHD. So I am disabled in that way. I've heard several times about the person that Falgi is sexing with, who has apparently got no fucking legs. Has this been Chinese whispered from Cloudi claiming to be disabled from having ADHD? There's been a whisper campaign that Falgi is sexting with some disabled girl, and this has ended up with, like, what's she got? No legs, I guess. Oh my god. No mention of BPD, interestingly. No mention of BPD. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to it. But no, Cloudi tries to self-victimize at every possible turn.
I expressed all that, and then they said, no, I understand, like, I get you. And I was like, okay, thank you. And then after our call, I actually sent them a DM saying, hey, thanks, hold on. I will be honest, I haven't had time to get all the DMs and stuff, so if it takes me a minute to find something, I do apologize. So literally right after, I DM'd them this. I just a thank you, thanks for listening, thanks, all that stuff. That this is the only proof I have that this was something that was going on.
Yeah.
And
okay.
And again, there's just a couple other weird things like especially when it came to Falgi, it would just be stuff like Q had a separate private server, which is fine. But one day he had this is all glub shit, stupid shit, but like he had he had forwarded something from the research server to his server and was like, oh, Falgi, it was something Falgi said, and he said, oh, Falgi can be kind of funny sometimes.
No,
but
he
it was in a
didn't.
server he wasn't in, and so I just went to Q's DMs and I was just like, hey, what did you mean by that? And he was just like, oh, I just thought it was
How fucking mild. How fucking mild is that shit? Forwarding something that Falgi said, and oh, Falgi can be funny sometimes. You go into his fucking DMs. Why not leave it alone? Have you thought about that? I'm just... Especially when she's trying to frame it as if the schism has been caused by other people. It sounds like whenever, because you do meet people like this, right? You meet people like this all the fucking time. When people have got like a slight issue between each other, and then as soon as that kind of like crops up and there's a little bit of tension there, instead of letting sleeping dogs lie, or instead of like, hey, listen, at some point, maybe we'll have like an open conversation with it. Because it seems like a lot of these people are annoyed with Falgi, not Cloudi, but she's self-inserting to try and go after people and say, hey, you, why are you mad at me? Oh my God, honestly, okay, if you do that, nothing on this earth is more fucking off-putting from somebody. Nothing will make people pull away from you more than, like, reaching out to them and chasing after them every time you feel as though they've got an issue. There's, like, a time and a place, and there's, like, a tact that you go after that stuff, right?
funny and stuff, and I was just like, okay, well, I was just
To me, personally, that's why I'm saying no mention of BPD when she writes her fucking document explaining herself to Rena. This strikes of something. This strikes of something more, in my opinion.
asking because again, there's all this weird tension. There's all this like weird, not fighting but kind of butting head stuff going on, and I was just like, hey, I was just asking. I didn't think it was anything too bad, but like, I would expect the same thing if I like did that like to your wife or something. And he was like, yeah, I know. And I do have those somewhere. If you just give me a second.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh my God, like how fucking obnoxious. I'm not even paused, this is just a silence right now. But like, you have this even with, let's not even say like people you're dating, okay? With that, it will be particularly fucking irritating. But let's say like, let's say that Babka, like just somebody that I kind of like work with, helps out the channel, obviously we're like close friends, right? She sees somebody else shit-talking me, and so she goes into their DMs to be able to litigate it on my behalf. What are you fucking doing? You've got to accept that people have disagreements with each other. You can't tell them off and scold them every single time. It's not going to help the situation. All that's going to happen is you're going to be lumped into the exact same fucking bucket. Oh my God, it's not even shit talking. It's saying that he comes across as funny sometimes. I think that Cloudi's hypersensitivity to feeling as though Falgi is being disrespected has led to Falgi being hypersensitive about this stuff as well. Because I guarantee, she's talking about noticing it and going into Q's DMs. Who wants to bet that she screenshot it and sent it over to Falgi? I would give 100%. 100%. I will give 100%, 100 to 1 odds if those DMs ever leak that she sent it over to Falgi.
Sorry, I saved all this stuff.
No,
and
it's
all
fine.
in one big pile. Yeah.
I want to know everything, so it takes you a minute to find stuff.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh no,
That's fine.
that's why I'm going through even details, even bits of DMs. I've tried to collect as much as I can while I was at work.
Mhm.
Okay, let me know if you got those. I sent that
Yeah.
through my phone app.
Yeah, okay. So this is like 31st or 3rd. Okay. So
Yeah, and
basically
I
you guys
think I
started
have
to
the
have issues around March, April time.
Yeah. They kind of started in the very beginning of the year, but it just, at least it kept getting more and more noticeable. And around this time, it was just really bad. And I was trying really hard to solve it. It just didn't work. And so,
No. Like, the entire way she's thinking about this stuff is so fucking retarded. She's not trying to fix the problem. She's not trying to fix the social tension. She's trying to fix them, right? She's trying to fix Ash. She's trying to fix KJ. She's trying to fix Q. They don't like her. They don't like Falgi. Something's wrong with them, and Cloudy's got to be the person to step in and fucking fix them. That's the entire way, but she knows that's how she thinks. And, like, the dishonest reframing that goes through the entire conversation is so annoying.
I had to. Okay. So after a while, and again, little stuff like this, again, I'm getting brushed off a lot. If I'm not being brushed off, then I'm getting all these little jabs. And again, these are all in VC. A lot of this stuff that's happened and the things I'm going to say, I'm going to be honest, they're in VCs. And so I'm going to be honest, I was just getting like kind of needled and I was just trying. And I'm not trying to excuse my behavior, because I know I know how, again, I know how I talk when I start popping off. I know how I get when I'm mad. But it doesn't just happen. I can,
Wait, what? So when she's saying that she's taken accountability for stuff or admitting where she's gone wrong, she means talking nastily. She means speaking nastily to people. I fucking hate it. It's like, dude, it's not even good manipulation either. That's the fucking point as well. Like, Cloudy thinks that she's really good at optics and really good at managing other people and, like, playing in social situations. She's actually really fucking not. Because saying, like, I'm taking accountability on the most minor thing that nobody gives a fuck about, dude, it's like manipulation 101. You're, like, reframing as if you're taking an L when you're actually not. I'm gonna be honest, there is no proof of what I'm saying here. Lol. Well, what does it even prove if it is? Like, she's talking about proof and logs to be able to make a response. She's talking about the fact that her friendship group didn't fuck with her or her boyfriend. Who cares enough to provide the logs? Who is gonna dispute that? If that is the thing that she's wasting her time on to be able to get a response, the response is gonna be shit, okay? Because she's wasting her time going after irrelevant stuff to justify how she felt. She says it's not an excuse. It absolutely is.
I can say that. And so one night in particular, hold on, let me see if I can get the date for it. One night in particular in April was when the Makari thing happened. And I don't know if that was ever explained to you.
I've heard like several explanations of this, but rather than just give, so yes.
Oh, that is so fucking true as well. Talking about how slighted you felt when asked about your actions is really telling. It is really telling.
Like, vaguely to do with stuff. I don't care about the KF account side because it is.
No, I can say that. I can say right now. I mean, it's in the arena DMs. I had her and a completely non-internet person poke at it, and there's just no proof.
So,
and I say that whenever because I've only told that story to a very small amount of people. I said there is no proof.
So,
isn't it interesting? Isn't it really, really fascinating? Isn't it so fucking fascinating that Makari, if you don't know the lore, comes out after this leak happens and says it was probably Cloudi or Falgi, and then all of a sudden the fingers get pointed back her way to the point that people are so confident about this stuff, apparently, that Makari gets kicked from the fucking group. The friendship group. This is a business. She's a fucking researcher. She's hoping to get paid for this stuff. And she gets fucking iced out by, I guess, the de facto leader. Falgi decided pretty early on that he was the one leading the group. Despite the fact that he wasn't even in the original people who were there. But no, he decides to oust her. And then now when there's like outside scrutiny and other people are talking about it, now she admits there's no evidence. Shut the fuck up. You knew there was no evidence the entire time.
There's no connections.
Yeah, without throwing through the like KF stuff, give me your experience with Makari and why this sort of degraded. Because
so you've probably seen this already then? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, because it seems to have degraded your relationship with the general, like Diesel's general crowd, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna post it.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen it already, but 2 days before this was, she posted this. She was just kind of swinging on us, and Falgi reached out to her like, hey, if there's something wrong, like, can we talk about it? And she's just like, no, I don't worry about it, da da da. And then 2 days later, it's this big old long thing. And the sort of I don't know if you want to read through it now or whatever, but basically just it's the summary of it is just complaints about how Fauci was running stuff and that he wasn't listening to people. And at least for us, it was in the middle of the night. Sorry, I'm just making sure I didn't skip anything important in it. Okay. For us, it was in the middle of the night, and I felt like, hey, this is kind of a bit of an ambush when he just tried to ask you privately, if something was wrong.
Oh my god. These people are in their fucking 30s, by the way. And there is tension between them and their online friends. So you've not only, if you deal with Fauci, here's the thing as well. If you deal with Fauci, you will deal with Cloudi as well. Because she can't let her business be her business. She's always got to fucking butt in and get involved and have it out with somebody else and have a fucking argument too. Dude, if Fauci's got fucking problems, how do you not learn this when you're in your, like, teenage years? If your partner or your fucking boyfriend and girlfriend is having an argument with somebody, you leave it to them, right? You getting involved is only ever going to make shit worse. But I'm guessing Cloudi just never learnt that. Well, realistically, she's got a personality who doesn't let herself realize that, right? Okay. Hold on. On the KF stuff, because I do want to refresh. I don't know if Future is around right now to be able to, like, hop on. So the easiest way to go through some of this information is just taking a look at Beckett's stream where he talks to Future. Maybe giving some of my own thoughts on it as well. We'll see. And going through some of the information that he gives. Future. Don't snog my spelling ability, okay? Please. Alright. Great.
Future, I'm sorry. Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing lovely.
So, okay. You are...
I think he spends a bit of time trying to get stuff together, so we'll skip through it a little bit to actually get to the content.
It moves to KJ, and the evidence behind KJ was regarding the conversation with it would have there, so it would be like things about specific to KJ. I'm not going to mention it because there's...
Okay. What's the evidence regarding Cloudi? Because I came out of listening to this being very, very confident that Cloudi was the person leaking these screenshots. And I want to know why.
The leak happens on the 29th, and people point to Serena because she was traveling to the East Coast and was in New York.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that it cannot be Rena. Rena was there on the 31st, so it was after the leak even happened. So it was far after the leak. So it cannot be Rena because the screenshots are based off the East Coast time, not...
Okay. And to roll back and give some context to this, just to make sure everyone's on the same page, okay? So we're talking about private materials that were sent through into the private opblock server, okay? Those guys had what they thought was an exclusive, I guess, although it was sent to them by a viewer, I believe. And so the screenshots of the conversations happening in their private group ended up getting screenshotted and then somehow posted to Kiwi Farms. And those are the screenshots that we're talking about, okay? So that's all in Eastern Standard Time.
Regarding where she lives, because she lives in the West Coast. So it has to be somebody who moved to the East Coast. And one of the things that I sent you, I believe I sent it to you, is showing that Cloudi happened to be visiting Fauci between the 17th and the 23rd. So Cloudi was in the East Coast during the time that, like, a lot of this information within the group chats and the research server was being shared. The other problem is that there are specific screenshots that are in that Kiwi Farms thread that was sent to her by Saint and were not shared within the group chat. There's no way that Rena could have ever gotten that. It's not in the logs that she ever got it. It's impossible for it to be Rena because Rena was not in the East Coast. So at some point between the 17th and the 23rd, and everything matches up. Hold on, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
somebody walked in and like explained this is super autistic. So
Fuck. I've spoken to Future a couple times. Oh my god. The most disconcerting shit that you can have when you're talking about, like, internet drama is somebody else walking in and realizing that you're a total fucking loser. Talking about internet drama. Oh, fuck me. And the leaks were posted to the forums were of what? Just info on a story they were covering. I believe it was specifically about Just a Robot. Yeah. But the Opblock were convinced that they had, like, an early mover's advantage on some of this information. And so they've got, like, a juicy exclusive for them. But, I mean, it had been sent to other people as well. Like, especially at this level, okay? Like, how many subs did they even have at the time? They might have been around the 1K mark. If a 1K commentary channel has something, a few people might know about it. Maybe not that many. You are not getting fucking exclusives.
I'm gonna sound crazy when explaining it. So the thing is that at some point, Cloudi.
You're not getting exclusives on big stories like Jar. You're just not. Very, very, very fucking rarely. You might get exclusives on Discord commentary shit at drama. Like I have a little bit, okay? But that's because it's within your realm, you know? You're small enough to be able to get that stuff. You're swimming in those waters, yeah.
Was in the East Coast with Falgi, took the screenshots while she was with her at Falgi, moved back to the East or the West Coast, made a Kiwi Farms account within that time zone, or like time period, sorry, and started posting it.
So wait, so specifically to explain this, the accusation to do with the screenshots that were taken is essentially they have an East Coast time code on them.
Well, that's the thing is though, is that like that is the main key point, is that the time zone part, right? So a lot of people are pointing to Rena. It cannot be Rena because Rena was not in the East Coast until the 31st.
Okay.
But Cloudi was there between the 17th and the 23rd.
Right, okay.
So I just got sent a correction by Killjoy. A correction real quick. Cloudi sent saying something that ended up in a thread. So that's the part that's kind of...
Have we thought possibly that Cloudi might have sent that around to other people as well, and that's how it ended up on Kiwi Farms? Maybe? No. Cloudi absolutely owns this account. 100%. I don't fucking buy it, personally.
like the kill shot here.
Why are you streaming so early in the morning, Diggers? Because my week, this week, is going to be slightly hectic, okay? I think I said this in the Discord. I am going to stream regularly, but my schedule has got to be super tight. And so, I'm going to be streaming at odd hours, okay? VOD watchers are much appreciated.
Is that there's something that, again, a correction real quick, sent something that ended up in the thread. Yeah, so it was only sent to Cloudi. So it cannot come from anybody else. And nothing in the DMs were shared in the group chat. It was only with Cloudi.
Okay.
There you go.
Can I show that DM? Hold on.
Yep, go ahead.
So this is what Saint sent. So, one sec, I have something for you. This one's sent to me on the 3rd of the 2nd, 2025 by Cloudi, which it isn't the one you can see in the friend server and in the leaks, but if you trim it better. So apparently this is like literally sent from Cloudi to Saint as the only so that's the reference point. So it's originally taken by Cloudi and sent over.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I mean, it's pretty damning. This is like the most autistic part of this fucking drama, but I am interested. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't.
Right. The problem is the Ash edits. They were drafts that were only posted in a place that only like 7 people had access to. So it had to be leaked as a bulk to someone. Right. How's it going, Beckett? You're right, mate. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I heard about the screenshots as well. Yeah, they're like for thumbnails, right?
But, like the thing is, like there's no way it can't be Cloudy. There's specific information that only Cloudy has. It was never shared.
Right. Okay. And this is the specific information.
Correct.
Right, okay.
If Cloudy leaked, then why would she hide that? Well, Cloudy is surrounded by a bunch of other people who would care if she leaked, okay? So, that's for one, alright? Other people would hate her if she were to have leaked this stuff, because it was seen as proprietary leaks, or proprietary information that the op block had an exclusive domain over, right? So a bunch of other people around her cared. Also, secondarily, she can use it, possibly, to, like, ice out a bunch of other fucking people, right? You know? If you've committed a murder, why would you admit to it? You're gonna get punishment. There's gonna be reciprocity. And also, you can point the finger at people you fucking hate. There's like a push and a pull incentive for you not owning up to it.
Okay, because the screens were
30-year-old
taken
woman.
by mobile and the time shift with your location. Interesting.
Yeah. And the thing is that regarding the screenshots, I think I sent you the proof that Rena was only in the East Coast in New York seeing a concert on the 31st. So both Rena and Cloudy have iPhones. So the screenshots were only with iPhone.
Mhm.
And to my knowledge, I think Ash and Makari have Android. So it can't be them. Can't be literally anybody else. The only positions are that it's Rena. Rena was not in the East Coast until the 31st. So therefore, it only leaves one person.
Okay, hold on. I'm just looking at something else very quickly here.
Yep.
So, that's interesting. Okay.
There's also a background.
Okay. I'm
right?
just trying to match things up. And yeah, these screenshots don't appear in the friend server. Right, okay.
Right.
Interesting. Listen, again. Yeah. I mean, considering this is all kicked off and Makari appears to have been right in the first place that it was Cloudy, that's dude.
It's insane.
I hate
This
this
is like
fucking
a
drama. You know, we're at the anniversary. Someone pointed out this drama.
Okay, here we
and
go.
that's not like her screenshots.
Oh wait, hold on. What?
Just to have a correction.
Hold on. Where is
So,
it?
like-
Hold on a second.
So like every single screenshot of Rena does not have the gray color. So those screenshots are always like in black and blue or whatever, if I remember right.
But Cloudy's aren't. They're in blue.
Correct.
So literally, the screenshots were taken in the same color scaling that Cloudy uses anyway.
Right.
I need to see something. Okay.
I mean, it's more damning evidence, right? Like it just keeps going.
I mean, I think the claim is because somebody said somebody has apparently said that this is what Cloudy's background looked like at the time, right? So I'm not sure if that's true because I haven't seen any proof provided for that. But I mean, she uses custom DMs or she uses custom backgrounds anyway. Oh, hold on, one moment. Thank you, Beckett, for the DM. Dude, what was I just saying? I haven't actually seen any evidence for this stuff. Ooh. Oh. Wait, let's go back and compare. Let's have a little gander. Let's have a little bit of a gander. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So this was the background that she was using at the time when all of these leaks happened. Okay. Nice. Fantastic. Okay, so this was the background that Cloudy had at the time. That's nice. That's great stuff. We love it. Okay. Still, the hill that I will fucking die on is that I do not think that Cloudi was the one who posted it to Kiwi Farms. I do think that Cloudi was the one that screenshotted it, leaked it around. She probably knows those are her screenshots, right? But she doesn't want to own up to it. But the thing that you have to... I would ask you one question, okay? If you think the Kiwi Farm account is Cloudi's, and you're really convinced of that, I would ask you one question. Given everything we know of Cloudi, what is more likely? She is a lonely fuck who spends all of her time online, shopping around little bits of leaks to get little bits of fucking social clout to a bunch of random people, and it ends up in the hands of Kiwi farmers, and they post it to the farms. Or Cloudi, in her spare time, has been posting on the farms, starting threads to talk about trans genocide, where she refers to people as N-word, F-slur, retards. Just some food for thought. Okay, just a little consideration. Because I think the first one is way more fucking likely, okay? This girl is a Discord shitter through and through. That's who the fuck she is. The latter would be funnier, though. The latter would be a lot fucking funnier. Yeah? The latter would be a lot fucking funnier. I don't know. In either case, okay? If you're looking for funny, Cloudi still knows that the DM screenshots are hers, and she's still decided to to ban, 3 people? Or burn 3 people from her spaces to be able to fuck them over. Yeah? So, there we go. She's just mad trans women pass better than her. Yeah, well. Yeah, well. I have got close to the line with that stuff. Because I have seen plenty of stuff on her profile that makes me laugh a shit ton. But I think is that a little bit too mean? Is that a little bit over the line? And so I figured fuck, I'll leave it alone, you know? I'll leave it alone. But who knows, okay? As this drama goes on, if she actually wants to, twist and wriggle and deny some of the stuff, we will have to dig in harder. What else does she lie about? Because number one lie on my list is, by her own words, having an ass. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I think she's lying about everything.
And I said we need to wait for more people to wake up and we can have a call. So this gets posted. There is a back and forth. I can grab that for you if you need it. I don't have access to that stuff anymore. But I can ask Falgi if he's up from his nap. And grab bits of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the next morning, excuse me. Do have some issues, and she was able to talk those out with Falgi. And it was basically just like, oh, I don't want to be a little bro.
Sorry about that. I paused the wrong thing. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very, very much. Actually, hold on. I should take this time just to say we've got 160 people watching right now. Only 32 likes. I'd hugely appreciate it if you'd like up the stream, move your cursor over, move your thumb over, okay? It takes 2 seconds, costs absolutely nothing, and helps out the channel an awful lot. If you want to go one step further, you can. You can send a super sticker, you can buy a membership, you can gift a membership, as Rocky's just done, and hugely appreciate the support. Couldn't do it without your generous help. Okay, let's get back into it. Oh, also subscribe if you're new, okay? That's important as well.
Or whatever, and it's just like, okay, so that was kind of solved between them. And then this is what I remember, because I don't know if this call is recorded. I did not record it. I don't. Most of this stuff for me happened on my phone because I didn't have a computer for a long time. And she mentions pay, and you'll have to get more of the details from Falgi.
Listen, if she puts somebody else's location to burn Makari, the slurs are just extra. I could see that, okay? I could see that. The problem is this Kiwi Farms account has been in existence since 2022. She's done like a 2-year op just in case she needs to burn somebody. I don't buy it.
Because I know he kept all his receipts, and he had just said that, if we already negotiated this price. If you wanted this much instead, we could always talk about it. We can talk about it more after we get everything else sorted. The call itself was like an hour, and I can't remember everything that was talked about in it. But that was sort of soothed over with like one half of our group. and I knew everyone else was going to wake up later in the day. So when it comes to the
I've got to be honest, okay? The big criticism that I'm gonna give Beckett over this call is that he just lets her ramble and rant and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Holy fuck. What's this got to do with anything? What has this got to do with anything? Beckett, smack her around the head, okay? Tell her to shut the fuck up and start talking about something that's relevant, please.
the kiwi farm stuff.
Beckett suffers way too much nonsense.
I had known about it for maybe I think a week at this time. I can't remember. I'd have to sorry, I should have grabbed that.
Yeah, rough timeline is fine. If it needs correcting later, and it's like, sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna estimate right now at least 10 days. I knew about it for 10 days, but I didn't tell anybody because I was like, fuck, like who and what else is there? And like, and that was part of my like me going crazy. I'm just like, oh my God, like my friend's stuff is in here. Ash's stuff is in here. What's going on? Like, and we go from there.
And that's why she's screenshotting it and sending it around to people. Exactly. Absolutely. Is it possible it's an older account from her? Here's the thing, okay? With these kind of dramas, or these kind of problems, or these kind of investigations, you're never going to have a, no, this is 100%. No, that's impossible, okay? The only metric you can go off, pardon me, the only metric you can go off in any of this is what is reasonable to believe. What are you reasonably certain about? And especially given the fact that, like, 3 people have been burned by like friendship groups or communities because primarily they didn't get on anymore, okay? I'm just not interested in saying this is 100% Cloudi. A, because I don't think that it's true, but despite the amount that I dislike her, right? It seems ridiculous at this point. Like, after 3 people have been burned because they have been accused of being associated with this account, how do people not clock on? Oh, okay, we should probably be a little bit more cautious with this stuff. You know what I mean? Probably Cloudi screenshotted it. Probably Cloudi leaked it to some Discord shitter. It got around, got on the farms. That's my sincere opinion.
The reason why I bring that up now is because Diesel and I talk about it, and he mentions to me that, oh, hey, Makari brought this up to me even before you did, but she mentioned that it probably is you or Falgi, and that sucked. But I was like, okay, well, it's not. It doesn't really solve the problem, but maybe then it's her, right? Like if she's gonna try to pin it on one of us. But again, I have no proof, and I told them that too. I got no proof. I have no idea. Nothing important was leaked, but the fact that there was a leak at all, it does, again, with Ash's, because all the drama stuff, it's drama. It was just a fucking like jar recording or something. But I was more worried about the court stuff. And so that same day, him and I were kind of going back and forth about it. We all do a stream. And Diesel had said, like, oh, now that everyone's here, we're going to go all talk. And I remember a couple people just being like, kind of.
Wait, hold on. How's it going, spectating? I spoke to Palentic. He said he got the Discord screenshots from either Opblock, which I don't think he did, or another streamer. He doesn't even have contact with anybody in the community. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay.
Excited because it was clear that people thought that Diesel was just going to automatically rip into Falgi. And it's just kind of, I was kind of just like sitting there, like waiting for impact, basically. But we're on this call, and he starts to go through some of Makari's points. The main one I remember was just the one about him listening to like other creators, because you guys are in the space more, so we're gonna listen to you guys more. And after all that was pretty soothed out. And then I can't remember who brings it up first. I think it was Diesel. He brings up the Kiwi Farms leak. Everyone's quiet, and he talks about like, hey, it's not so
Getting
much
sued for leaking sex
about
tapes.
what
That's
was
just,
leaked.
Steven's just being a silly guy.
Yo, thank you, Beckett.
Breaking news, given ANT's girlfriend just dropped a response to the drama.
Thank you for the £5, Beckett. I appreciate it. Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking about whether going over it on stream, but I'm pressed for time anyway. I watched the first 2 minutes and then almost fell asleep. So I won't be watching it today. Maybe tomorrow we'll stick it on, all right? Maybe tomorrow we'll stick it on. Yeah, I think a couple hours ago, right?
But that again, what I kind of said is that there was one at all.
I mean, the drama has been over for like so many fucking months at this point. I don't even know why Goat Cat has decided to like put out a response. Like, it's fucking over. It's done with. It's like, it's totally fucking done.
And you know, I don't want to hang out with people who talk the same way that this Kiwi Farms account does. And Makari speaks up, and that's when Diesel just sort of says, hey, you're the one that came to me and blamed it on Cloudi, or maybe Falgi, but you already said that to me. I got emotional, and I'm not too big to admit that. And I said,
Shut
hey,
the
if you
fuck
thought
up.
it
I'm not trying to self-victimize myself. I'm not trying to paint myself out to be sympathetic, by the way. But as soon as Diesel said that, I broke out in tears. Shut the fuck up. Holy fucking shit. We are talking about Kiwi Farms leaks. We're talking about fucking leaked screenshots. This shit ain't that fucking serious.
it was me, you know, why not say something? And she was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell the streamer's girlfriend that like they're the Kiwi Farms account person. And I was like dude, like, you know,
Makari tweets
again,
it.
I know this probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but it was just a very emotional like thing that happened in this call.
Oh my god, it is truly fucking shameful. And I don't want to make light of it, okay? I'm not making fun of Bakari at all. But it is absolutely fucking insane that Cloudi is getting, I don't know, like, social intelligence mugged by the girl with fucking brain cancer. It's absolutely fucking insane. That the girl with a brain tumor has got more social insight than Cloudi has shown over the last 2 years combined. Yeah, of course you don't go to the streamer's fucking girlfriend over this shit.
And so I was just like, okay, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna do my best to find out. But like I can't.
To be clear, I mean, she isn't even, like, offended by that at all. I think for Cloudi, it's just that somebody has, like, issued a slight against her, and that's all she gives a fuck about.
If this is how you feel, and we've been kind of just, like, not mixing for a while, like, we've been butting heads, you're fighting us all the time, like, I can't do this with you anymore. And Falgi stepped in and was just like, yeah, if you distrust us this much, you don't have to work on the op block stuff anymore.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
He says, okay. Oh, sorry, gone.
So just quickly, just to intercede.
This is just a straight up fucking lie. I hope Beckett is about to, like, I don't know, knock her on the fucking head for this. That is just a straight up lie. Makari was removed from all spaces because of severe ethical infractions. Was the way. That's not my words, by the way. Those are Falgi's words. Just to let you all know, Makari was removed effective immediately from all sensitive areas of the Discord due to repeated actions that compromise the future of the channel, safety of information, and ethical violations. Isn't it weird how again and again and again, people just like get removed from the Oplock spaces and they decide actually. They're the ones who opt in, volunteer to go to the gulag. It's really weird how that stuff works.
Like, because you guys seem to have butted heads with a lot of people over time, and you can appreciate that, at least from an outside perspective. Again, I need to hear all this stuff. You guys kind of come into this space, you join.
How's it going, Killjoy? You're right. Dickers, I mean, it's pretty clear in Falgi's DMs. He treats Cloudi like a fixer, like he was some mobster. Yeah, we're thinking like ancestral knowledge. That's what we're going for here. Yeah, Falgi's got ancestral mobster knowledge. It's the only way he knows how to move. Yeah, possibly. I could see that. I don't know the line with this stuff, given that it's probably going to be like somewhat complex social dynamics at hand. whether Falgi is using Cloudi as like a fixer or a cleaner, or if Cloudi is deciding to like go in there and fight Falgi's battles for him. Do you know what I mean? It's probably 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Op block. And you join Diesel's news team. And over time, under sort of Falgi.
What nature? To be fair, we are dealing with the Sicilian mind. That is absolutely fucking true. The only problem is it's the Sicilian mind with like the very thinnest of layers of therapy speak on top of it as well. It's a disgusting creation.
His leadership, I guess, with you by his side. The original group completely is disbanded and generally like pushed out, not just of the op block itself, but the overall space, and leaving just you guys. And while you're saying, well, you know, people needled at me, I mean, it's difficult to believe that there's no instigating factor from either your founder's side that has led to, I don't know, multiple different instances of breakdowns in these groups. So that makes sense.
No, I can see that. I understand that.
I mean, from your perspective, just reflecting, do you think there are actions you've taken that have caused this? Because again, it's kind of hard to believe that there's nothing. It just keeps happening to you, Cloudi.
No, I'm incredibly hard-headed, and I can be really pushy, and I can be, I don't know what the word is.
A bitch?
When I'm trying to find something out, I tend to. This sounds so chopped. I try to keep my voice really flat.
Oh my god, you know that Cloudy's about to say some fucking stupid shit when even she has to pause before she says it. Hold on. What's the sweep now?
Which can come off as me being like super pissy or super pissed. But I would just straight up ask questions and then be told an answer, and then find out later that it was what I was told wasn't true, and it would just keep happening. And so
Totally irrelevant
I would just get mad. I'll be honest, I'll just get mad. With this in particular, what I had found out.
Oh, Beckett! Where is the throat ripping that I was promised at the start of the call? Where is any of the fucking throat ripping? She's giving you a totally tangential fucking answer. What? She's being said, you ask her the question. Okay, Beckett asked her the question. Basically, you keep on having this problem where all of your friendship groups dissolve around you and nobody wants to fuck with you anymore, and then you blame everyone else. Have you thought about the fact that it's possibly you? And then she says, I was lied to a lot. Come on! I'm not gonna condone violence, okay? But I'm hoping for it a little bit.
The next day, if I may continue.
Yeah.
Again, we have the call and all that stuff, and so
This actually upset her. Oh, there's no fucking way. No fucking way. I think I remember you talking about this on your stream. This actually upset her. In another call, she brings it up 3 times. Oh my god, you are treating her with kid gloves. I mean, to be fair, I think, like, this whole situation is so fucking insular and retarded. It's hard to get that fucking het up about it. Especially over the course of, like, a 1-hour-long call, right? It's easy to be able to say it from the fucking sidelines, but holy fuck, this is such an aggravated watch. Or an aggravating listen. If you find yourself, if you ever hear somebody talking about a call they had with Beckett and how mean and fucking rude he was, you know that person is, like, an incurable pussy.
Makari is out for the Kiwi Farms thing, and so I'm talking to the other guys, and I'm just like, hey, you know, that kind of doesn't really solve the rest of the interpersonal issues we've been having, but I need a night. I need time to calm down and all this stuff. Everyone's totally chill with that. Everything's calm and cool. And then the next morning, I'm like, okay. Makari had 2 servers. I know she has like a friends one and then one for like game stuff or something. Sorry, some of this stuff is pretty fuzzy, so I do apologize for that.
I don't expect perfect recall from you. Just
reminder, okay, the original question that started this off is, Can you introspect and think about how you led to the fallout of things? And now we're talking about Makari's game server, okay?
Yeah.
I line it.
And so, but I knew Q was in both of them. And so I waited till at least him and KJ were up because KJ offered to help me out. And I did say thank you and all that stuff. And when I was given the Kiwi Farms screenshots, I was just like, okay, like let's just figure this out. So we spent some time on it. What they both found was, or at least what they told me, was that it must have been Makari's friend Gorski. And I was just like, hey, do you guys like see like a link that was forwarded? Do you guys see like the
And then we're straight after, other people told me, but other people told me. We're right back to the fucking KF leaks, where she's trying to self-sweep over the fact that, like, other people told me it was Makari. You made the decision to cut her out the space. You believe them. You're retarded. You can't blame other people for what they fucking told you. What?
voice clip or something? Because the account itself, it didn't speak Russian. It just had like a Russian meme for its banner. And then and Gorski's Russian. So we're just like, okay, it could be him. And it's just a shit post. Again, it wasn't super serious, thankfully.
I mean, this just hints to me even more that, like, Cloudi is just straight up lying. She's super invested in the space. I do not believe that she was this nonchalant over stuff, that she just didn't care. She just, like, I guess didn't care about the leaks from the space. She outlines earlier exactly why she cared. But then as soon as it comes to figuring out who actually did it, other people said it was them. I just kind of went along with it. No. The only reason, in my mind, why Cloudi was indecisive about who else did it is because she knows who fucking did it, and she knows she spread around these fucking screenshots.
So Q has had moderator or something in both servers, and so I asked him to look, and then he tells me that, oh yeah, it is here. It's got to be Gorski because he has the link or he has the voice note. And my mistake is I didn't ask for a screenshot. I didn't ask to see. I didn't ask for anything.
How odd. How strange that Cloudi is this incurious.
I didn't ask for anything. And I do regret that because I should have. But I just kind of wanted it to be over. But he said Q says that he found it that it's through Gorski. I say okay, and
If they didn't all schizo out over Palentic, does most of this drama gets postponed for another year? There was a rot at the core of a lot of this stuff that was going to arise to problems anyway. So possibly it just leads to this stuff getting postponed. I'm not 100% sure. There were other issues going on at the time. I think that this was just a convenient excuse to get rid of some of these people, to be completely honest, right? The KF leaks was just the bullet used to, like, take out some of these guys.
make a post. Hold on, I think I have it. So I am the one that sort of shot that shot, and I feel really bad about it now because I didn't find out till way later that there was no possible way it could have been him, and that
Oh my God.
But I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, so that happens, and I do talk to all because now Ash is up because I was up super early doing this, and now Ash is up, so I was just like, hey, can again, like I said last night, this doesn't really solve the interpersonal stuff. Can I please, can we all talk? And they're like, yeah, and so we all start chatting, and I'm just like, hey, I I understand some of the stuff with Falgi. Like it is frustrating. Like, you know, the like last minute streams and X, Y, and Z. But that
Okay, hold on. So Beckett says, this story has changed, by the way. She originally claimed that she saw the leaks herself, and that's why people believed fully that it was Makari. I was thinking about the Makari thing. Q and KJ were the ones that told me about the jar stuff. Told me that the jar stuff was forwarded to Makari's server, where Gorski must have posted it. I wasn't there, so I couldn't see it. And I took KJ's word. I thought you got a live stream of it. I'm fairly sure it is in there, because I told Makari I was sure it was in there, and she gave them a layup. No, I didn't, and I should have. Q apparently was the one who screenshotted Makari's servers Killjoy and Cloudi, and they found the posts that were posted to KF. Right, so it's like stupid fucking... Yeah, it's just obvious fucking lies. It's just like obvious teeny tiny little fucking lies. They don't even like reveal the fucking truth. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the really fucking annoying thing. When Cloudi lies over the stuff, it doesn't reveal the truth. But it's just different stories that she's twisted along the way to be able to throw people off the fucking scent. Like, I tell you what this actually fucking reminds me of, right? Have you ever played Werewolf? Have you ever played Werewolf? Or have you ever watched, like, the TV show The Traitors? So, like, you've got people in the background who are, like, doing murders and doing, like, evil stuff. And then the players as a whole get around the table and vote for who they think the bad guy is, right? And so it feels like one of the innocents has accused the traitor or the werewolf of being the bad guy. And then the werewolf has been able to get everybody else around the table to vote for them. Actually, I think it's you. And it's somehow fucking played out. It somehow fucking worked.
doesn't really explain, like, you know, you guys have been like brushing me off, or like you guys leave
Among Us is probably an easier way to be able to phrase it, yeah.
call
Yeah.
when I show up. Like you know, if I'm doing something, or like I don't like what's up. Q goes first, and he kind of just says, well, it just feels like you don't want me around. And I was like, what did I do for that? And he straight up tells me that that when I talked to him about like doing stuff for his channel, or you know, asking him about, you know, when he's going to stream next or what he's going to stream next about, that it was really overbearing, and that it...
I thought you meant Werewolf the Apocalypse. Oh my fucking god, dude. I am Gen Z. I can't believe I need to break this shit down. Basically, to explain this drama, okay? Makari saw Cloudi vent in electrical, and then when they all get round to the emergency meeting, Cloudi convinces everybody else on the ship to be able to vote Makari off, right? And banish them instead. Nice? And then nobody's going back and realizing that Cloudi vented in electrical until, like, a year later. That's the way to explain it. That's the way to explain it. LARPing as a Gen Z, you're pushing 50. I'm 24, so I'm on the older end of it, to be
made
fair.
him feel like I didn't want him around. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do. And I do have some DMs I could probably find where I'm literally talking to him like, hey, you should, you know, talk about Andy Pants. You should talk about this, and that. And so I was like, okay, is there anything else?
Oh, this is about Cloudi telling other people to focus on their channels.
You know, because I'm gonna be honest, I heard a rumor that you guys sit in Makari's server and just like talk shit about me and Falgi for a long time, and I don't know if that's true, but like if it was just about this stuff, like, you know, that's fine, but like, is that all it was? And all three of them tell me in different words that like yeah, it was very true that they would all sit in Makari's server and talk shit about me, talk shit about Falgi, and it wasn't just content stuff, it was like like personal stuff about us, and it really hurt.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
It hurt a lot, and I'll be honest, that was kind of the start of me going fucking batshit insane because I genuinely couldn't get over it even though I tried.
Because I mean, it's
Is there a start? I don't think that Cloudy's got a fucking origin story. She's not like the fucking Joker. She was not dipped into into a fucking pot of acid to make her fucking insane. I think Cloudy's been Cloudy since Cloudy was fucking born, okay? That is a fucking origin story. Sperm meets egg. This is created.
so I get that, and I mean, obviously, I know there's a vent chat about me with some pretty interesting things in it, and I've heard things that have been said in this call.
At the time, Q had a small channel. Also, Dickers, we talked shit in her channel, lol. We sat in the break room of Touch Grass and Shop Talk about our shitty boss. It really wasn't that deep. This is the problem, right? Falgi has wanted to take a fucking leadership role over this stuff, and Cloudy has clearly wanted to, or has just taken a fucking co-leader role, given the fact that they're both in a relationship. But then Falgi's not put anything in place to be able to separate the personal from the professional here, right? And so it's operating like a business, and at the same time, it's operating like a friendship group, and it's fucking up everybody involved. It's Falgi's fault. It's him at the end of the day who's taking control, right? You can't really put that down on Cloudy. The way she handled it made it even worse, yeah, but like Falgi's to blame.
When I said last night, I mean, I don't give a shit if people talk smack about me. I don't care. I care far more where and why and how. Like doing it like in a fucking chat with my entire fucking mod team and admins with another content creator is kind of fucking wild, I'll be honest with you. But it's mostly going, that's an insane thing to find out, than any actual like anger about what's said. Because again, like I've bitched about Falgi because he has changed over the last year. And I'm not the only one. I think it's really interesting actually. I've got messages now from people, oh, you won the Deadpool. I didn't win the Deadpool because I never bet on Falgi. In fact, I paid out in this Deadpool. Because other people saw this coming far before I fucking did. But it's one of these where, that's a good way to put this. I guess you've got an issue here because you're kind of streamer's wife, and that is always there's always going to be frustrations with people you work for. Like Jenny bitches about me, and I know she does, and it's fine because occasionally I really fucking annoy her. We work closely together. It's natural. But the thing that's come across like in this is you didn't just do streamer's wife. You came in and also kind of took over the channel and the community. I mean, again, you just unilaterally with B for some fucking reason decided to reorganize the entire Discord without talking. Like, I mean, you completely blindsided them with it. That is, even if you are like pissed, kind of insane. I mean, do you disagree with me?
I don't disagree, but I did tell them I was.
Wait, she tried to replace me with Dickers recently. What? Wait, really? Jenny? Hold on. Oh, yes. She was asking me for the fucking auditions. I didn't realize it was that deep. Listen, Jenny, hit me up, okay? I'm still interested. I'm still interested in filling those shoes, okay? I could be 10 times better. Jenny hates Tommy C. I hate Tommy C, okay? There's a lot more that we agree on that we disagree.
Going to do it.
Okay.
Not in that call. Okay. Let me bounce ahead a little bit then. So I had mentioned like, hey, I know you guys are really busy. I know the channel stuff is really going on. Would you guys like your own areas, your own tags, your own this and that, so you guys can just focus?
Oh, is this a Cope and Seed viewer? Is this a Cope and Seed layover viewer? What's the beef with Tommy C? How much time you got? How much time have you got?
Focus on that. Because there would be times where I would need mods, but they would be busy with other stuff, and that's fine. I don't want them to drop things they have planned just to moderate shit or Discord.
But you didn't do that, Cloudy. You just didn't. You didn't
Becky,
reorganize. No, hold on. You didn't reorganize the Discord to have new mods. You reorganized the Discord to have new mods and new like staff and everything else. And then also removed their perms to join and essentially drove them out. I mean, again, this happens incredibly quickly, right? You have the mod call, and then the next day this explodes. KJ is removed from my Discord, my mod team. Like this completely implodes in on itself. The call, I've listened to the mod call. You can tell the moment it goes from we're reorganizing to we're getting rid of you. And it's when like Ash asks, "Oh, am I still able to come on?" No. Q's asking, "Can I do anything to help?" No. And then it's, if you want to call in, you need to ask Valji. Sorry, you need to ask Valji. Oh no, actually wait. If you're wanted, he'll ask you.
Dude, that call was so fucking crazy. And Falgi speaking to Diesel and frankly fucking lying through his teeth, right? That is what he's doing in that call. No, it wasn't a firing call. Come on, you're being crazy right now. Was it not? Really? It was a reorganization, guys. This is what you got to realize. It was a reorganization. And unfortunately, everybody else in the up block, except for Cloudi and Falgi, got reorganized to the position of chatter. They can join the waiting room and maybe ask Falgi if they want to call in to their own fucking team show.
That's when it's a firing call. You didn't just reorganize this for a mod team. That was the excuse, but that's not what you guys did.
Dickers, brother, apparently, Falgi was seething about this till January 2026. It happened in April 2025, lol. But yeah, he didn't reorg for new mods. They did it to not have us as mods. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Like, Falgi was bringing in his own people to be able to oust the old people. 100%. Yeah, absolutely. And this is like, this is actually like the Achilles fucking heel of this entire situation. Is that Falgi doesn't even need Cloudi to fucking wind him up to get into this, like, crazed psychotic state. Because he holds these fucking grudges for years over the most irrelevant shit.
I mean, actually, as a genuine question, do you understand that that's not what you did? Is this, like, a news to you?
No, I just... Okay. Can I go back again a little bit?
Wait, no. No, you can't go back. You can't go back. What do you mean? No, it's not news to you. Okay, so you accept that's what you did, right?
Okay. Yes, I had told them in VCs and stuff before what I wanted to do. And in the call where in that call, again, I've re-listened to that part of it. I have, because I know Diesel and I had a call the next day, and I straight up said that was a terrible fucking call. I wasn't clear at all. I thought I'd mentioned what I wanted to do, but I didn't, and that part is my fault. And I can take that because I took that then. That call was really bad.
Don't worry, guys. She's taken the L. She's taken accountability for poor communication.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to remember where I sort of left off.
So after the Makari stuff.
Okay, yeah. Oh no, sorry. So we're still in this big call, right? So another reason why, like, again, like Hugh's asking, like, hey, can I do anything? And I immediately go, no. It was out of panic. Because during the time when we're talking after the Makari stuff, Q is in tears, like sobbing, saying that I'm expecting too much of him. And that his anxiety is getting to him, and that like he just feels really bad. And so I was just like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna ask you to do anything. That's basically what was happening in that moment of him crying and him telling me all this stuff. That's not what I wanted. But
I mean, I've heard this is a fucking lie as well, and unfortunately, like, that might be a point of consideration to maybe understand behind the scenes, but Cloudi is such a liar that it's hard to take anything she says fucking seriously. Yeah, Q says that's a lie, apparently. So he had stuff going on in his life at the time that, like, made stuff difficult. Understandable, I guess. But apparently, no, it's a lie. He was not crying because Cloudi was trying to ask him to moderate a Discord. And even if he was, bring in other mods to help out, sure. Why are you bringing in other mods to replace him? That's not what you fucking do.
Obviously, in the middle of that call of the sorry.
Like, literally, no motivation explains any of this behavior unless the motivation is getting rid of the old, you know? Out with the old, in with the new.
Jumping ahead again to the mod call. Obviously, it doesn't come off like that, and I wasn't gonna go around telling, that last time we did this, you were literally like sobbing, that you couldn't do all these things, and those weren't even, and the things he was talking about weren't even things for us. It was things for his own channel that he had with Makari.
Okay, so you admit, oh my god, dude. So that doesn't even factor in. He was crying about, like, stresses on his channel that he had on his own personal time. Okay? So he was not crying about doing stuff for you then. You were admitting to lying right in the fucking, right in the exact same fucking sentence. I actually take it all back. I think Beckett's conversational style on this call is actually fucking spot on. Because the longer that Cloudi talks, she's done it a couple times. She just contradicts herself within the same fucking sentence. Beckett doesn't need to apply any fucking pressure. She's just walking into her own traps.
And so that, sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly what was said. So that's why a lot of points in that call, I sound crazy. It's because all these different things had happened beforehand. When you, like, I'm sorry, but you can't ask me what else you can do when I did not even ask, because it was his channel. I would just be like, hey, you're gonna write down this or do this and this and that, and then he tells me that like through tears that I'm being too overbearing, and I'm giving him a lot of anxiety and all this other stuff. I know how the DMs are. I know how everything looks, but I'm telling you now, I thought I was genuinely just taking a load off their back, because I thought if they could just focus on their channel stuff and they would have their own areas for their channels, because I used to have threads and stuff for all of them. I have them archived. I can show you a
Such
screenshot.
a fucking liar.
I mean, have you considered?
It's difficult to even give commentary to it because it's like such an obvious barefaced lie that this was the consideration at the time. Like, the story doesn't check out. It doesn't make sense. And any motivation less of, yes, we wanted to get rid of them, doesn't check out either. Like, I almost understand Falgi's motivation or his rationalization a little bit more, because Falgi's a little bit more fucking honest with it, if I'm honest. Falgi says, yeah, they'd rather spend time having fun in their off time rather than working on my fucking channel. Yeah? Now, are they getting paid a dividend? Okay. These people were not paid particularly fucking well, so motivation, Falgi can't complain about that. But nevertheless, right? Falgi says, openly, honestly, these people aren't working on my fucking channel for me. So yeah, I'm getting fucking rid of them. They're lazy fucking workers, right? Now, that's a little bit of a little bit of extrapolation to what Falgi says. But no, this was not taking a fucking load off their backs.
The fact that partly you coming in and reorganizing what is
I was promised movie nights, you know? I was promised movie nights, and I never got them.
essentially a friendship group and trying to optimize it
Awful, I know, awful. Don't even start.
might be part of the reason that people were kind of frustrated with you. Because I haven't heard, like, again, this isn't coming from them. I'm just kind of listening to this, Cloudi, and I'm like, it sounds like you looked at this friendship group and went, I can probably make this better. And then, you know, because I've had people, you know, people do this, and it's like, it's weird. Like, there's an existing dynamic, and someone else walks in and tries to, I don't know, yeah, optimize it, I guess, in some weird way, without really considering why things look the way they do. And it seems
No. Fuck off. No. Cloudi is not looking at the current friendship group like a fucking Factorio, like a Factorio production line and thinking, I could make this run a lot more smoothly, right? That's not what she's fucking thinking. She's looking at this friendship group and the way that people interact with her and her boyfriend, like fucking Game of Thrones, okay? And she's looking at who to cut out, who to keep on, who's working in their interest. Fuck it. Get rid of a lot of them. That's what she's fucking thinking. Keep Ash on for the fucking thumbnails until we don't need her anymore. It's it's not like an autistic fixation on efficiency. It's like a cold fucking ruthlessness. That's what's going on.
You've ended up in conflict with people while doing this. And again, it sounds almost kind of what happened with Diesel's server and your relationships with people there. And you've done this within the op block mod like Discord generally. You like push and optimize and go, this is what I think should happen. And then when people understandably, because you're messing with not just, this is not just a workplace, this is like people's social lives, you get really frustrated and angry and end up like fucking shit talking people and like burning people when they get upset, and like you seem really confused by it. And have you considered this?
This is the second time that Beckett is asking this question, by the way. Could you introspect for a second, maybe?
I have, but I was asked to like make things easier.
Huh?
I mean,
because me again, I'm like I understand how it looks when you don't have that side of it. And again, this is all in like VCs and stuff, but I didn't do this from nowhere. It's like, hey, if you want, I'll find ways to try to make things easier. I can bring on new mods. I can do this, and that. And again, it was all fine until it wasn't. Because I was trying my best to support them, especially after this call, where, like I said, everyone's like super emotional, and they're
how did this degrade so quickly? Like, let's move ahead. We can maybe double back, but let's move ahead to some of the KJ, Ash, and Q stuff, because you can recognize that mod call is bad, but again,
I said it immediately, and I'll say this right now: I have no fucking idea why Falgi then asked for editing tips. I literally DM'd him. I remember being like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it's because he's obviously awkward about this shit.
He didn't get back to me. Yeah, he didn't get back to me.
It looks obviously he sat there in awkward silence singing. It's like, it's fucking absurd. It's literally looks like a parody of like an office party where you say, listen, we've just posted our biggest profits ever, but no one's getting bonuses and we're firing the team. It's bizarre as the manager sings his way into like a fucking office. It's crazy. But
sorry, I shouldn't be laughing now. I remember how like I was like, what are you doing? Sorry.
Yeah, it's absurd. So like, okay.
It's okay.
So but.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why were you messaging Falgi and asking what were you doing? I thought you were helping out these people. No? The only reason why that is tactless is if it's a firing call. I don't know if Beckett picked up on this when he was talking to her. The only reason why that is tactless is if it's a firing call, and then you're asking for extra help. You say you believe to this day, or at the time you believed that you were just taking a load off their fucking backs. What's the problem with asking for helping out with editing if that was true? If that's really the way that you're thinking about it. But that's not the way she's thinking about it, right? She thought that it was a firing call at the time. That's why she thought it was tactless at the time. Dude, like, again! It's just these subtle little fucking things that you can pick up on. That just shows that she's lying about her fucking mind state.
Okay. Please explain, because again, this mod call as well, and I know how you and Falgi are framing it, but that's obviously not the whole truth.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't catch that. Listen, Beckett, I'm so attuned. I'm so attuned to feel my manipulation, okay? Nothing gets past me.
Truth. Because you knew that this was going to crash into a wall after this happened. Otherwise, why give the warnings to people? Why were my admins warned that this was about to happen and was going to have a fallout? Because they were directly warned about it. And you'd been playing this for a month. You'd brought on B, which again is fucking crazy to find out, to basically go, you run the Discord now, have fun, GG. You've modded a bit for Cope and Seethe, I'm sure you'll be fine.
I mean, I can explain that if you'd like.
Sure.
Because her being your mod had nothing to do with it. We were chatting, and I mentioned I didn't know how to work Discord bots. That's literally how it started.
Okay. I mean,
and so your staff was warned because I knew they shared spaces. And I just said, hey, this is happening. I'm just giving a heads up.
Who was warned?
Haas.
Okay.
But he didn't. I wasn't talking to Haas then. I'm just gonna shield him right now. We were not chit chatting like friends. We were not buds. I did not know him. It was just someone I knew was close enough in our space where I was just like, hey, I'm doing this. Just a heads up because we share spaces. He didn't say anything else. And then everything blew up. And everything blew up. And then
I'm gonna have to get a run by that again about what exactly she's just said. So she's talking about how people talking about Killjoy being a problem. And so she knows for a fact who was told. She seems to know an awful lot about how Killjoy was, like, tried to be, like, zoned out of this fucking space for somebody who actually had nothing to do with it at all. I thought didn't she start this call by saying, like, oh, Killjoy's been iced out of spaces? I know, what spaces? And now she knows exactly who was told about Killjoy.
I was like, oh, fuck, the timing of this looks fucking awful. This is not what I wanted to happen. I didn't think this was going to happen. And then, okay, I saw you posted that tweet with, okay, and I know that looks chopped as fuck, okay, especially with the rest of our DMs. When I say, or when Rena said, hey, it's probably for the doxing stuff, it's because we both know, her and I know, that is your hard line.
Huh?
Okay.
The only, and again, I know it looks really bad, but my constant frustration with you, even in the other server, and this was something I was going to get to, right? In my perception, I get frustrated when it seems like you don't listen to your team. And that's not my business. It's not my fucking place to say anything. And I've said it and then been like, I'm fucking sorry. That's your friend. Let me shut the fuck up.
Sure, you can.
So she knew what was a hard line for Beckett. She knew what would get, she knew what would get Beckett to be able to drop Killjoy. That's what she's saying. And so, what? She thought that the mods were covering for Beckett. That's what she's referring to, I think. The screenshot, because dude, for somebody who says that she's this good at optics and handling people, she's got no fucking clue about how to put, like, a human sentence together. But I think what she's saying is that when she's talking to Rena and talking about, well, the Cope and Seath mods know something's going on, but they won't tell me what, she's inferring that it's doxing. Because Beckett would want to sweep for his friend to do with doxing, I guess, because that would be his hard line. The rationalization about, like, it doesn't even make sense as an inference. It doesn't even make sense as, like, a line of fucking logic that you would think that that person was involved in doxing because the Cope and Seath mods were covering for them. That doesn't even make sense as like a points on the fucking graph.
Carry on, but I do want to say just very quickly. The reason I don't listen to my team, Cloudi, is for the very reason, for the drama you guys are in.
Ah, and Beckett goes for the fucking personal insult. Okay.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to this stuff. That's not their job. Their job is to moderate a Discord.
Oh, dude, she's lying through her fucking teeth again and again and again. And what she's saying is showing the fucking contradictions.
They don't see the wider picture. They're not content creators. The reason I am distant with my mod team, I've said this to the remaining members of it, is because when you do what Falgi did and start leaning on your mods and close friends who are not content creators, this is the outcome. Every fucking time. You don't know. You guys don't see the bigger picture. You don't understand it. Like, and I gave the example on stream of my mod stepping into a person called Hey It's Lissy, who was sharing one of my members' streams, and they went to this person, DM'd them, and kicked them from the community, basically, without talking to me. Well, all they've done is created somebody who hates me who used to be a fan. What was the point? You haven't achieved anything. It's not protected me. It's not made me look better. You've just burnt somebody randomly. And so much of this, I'm going to be so clear with you, is the fact that you and the other people surrounding Falgi don't know what the fuck you're doing. That's why I don't listen to my team, because they are really good at managing a community, but when it comes to the wider optics and ecosystem, they don't have a fucking clue. They're children.
Now, when Beckett handed me this call, okay? When he handed me this call, he made sure that I knew explicitly, for this exact timestamp in the call, that he is not referring to his children, sorry, that he's not referring to his moderators being actual children. He's just giving them an insult, okay? That's an important thing to point out, apparently. Beckett does not have minors as mods. Oh my god. Okay. You moderate a Discord, and you think you know how the game's played? I am the one who streams! I haven't
survived for 4 fucking years by listening to random shitters. I've survived for 4 fucking years by listening.
Do you even have OBS installed, little bro? Do you have any fucking clue how this game is played? No, I'm just fucking with him. Okay, I get what he means.
To people like Nicholas Diorio, Chud Logic, Chris the Narc, fucking Diesel, who have been here and done it. That's why I'm still around. That's it. That's it. You guys just haven't. You don't. If you did, if any of these people knew what the fuck they were talking about, they'd have channels of their own. And Fauci doesn't know either. He doesn't understand yet. He's only been doing this a year. Everyone else he interacts with has been doing it for a decade or less. Like, you know, again, it's crazy that you guys think you know what you're fucking talking about. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Look at the mess you're in.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was just making sure you're done. I didn't want to interrupt. And here's the thing, that's part of what I would hope this call would clear up.
Oh my god, you know exactly what that means. I was just making sure you were done. AKA, great. Okay. Are you done? Can I speak now? Is that over? Oh, I know exactly what it fucking means. I know exactly what it fucking means.
Because I don't know what was sent to you. That Discord was not a Beckett shit on Beckett server. It was a place for us to play video games. And
it was just a place we shout on Beckett.
And frustrations, because again, your mods were there, would come up. And my two things were just the team thing. And then my perception of you kind of big broing Falgi sometimes would annoy me. But it's not anything I
don't
feel
mind
like
that, by the way.
Yeah.
I would expect that from you. I said this to Fauci as well. I don't mind. In the same way that you get people get frustrated with you because you are streamer's wife and you're very close, and that's a general like creative perception of you.
In my defense, I spent like 1 week dealing with the mess these retards created. I'm antsy. No. I think that everything you said about Falgi is 100% correct. I'm not fucking burning that.
It's like, yes, that's Falgi's girlfriend. You don't really have an identity of your own. It's natural for partners, by the way, but you are closer to your
dumb mafia Game of Thrones bullshit. Lol. I also get the feeling that Cloudi is seething in this call, since Cloudi is gonna have a Lio call with Monstrous. We can call it ACC now, right? 100%. The way that Cloudi is acted, okay, is 100% fucking ACC. 100% ACC, okay? I don't care that she came from fucking Asan and Diesel, okay? She's firmly cemented in the just a robot tier.
Your partner's platform than any of us would advise.
I just feel as though I get the feeling that Cloudi has like stepped into this stuff, is not really involved, and does not like the fact that somebody else is telling her kind of how it's done. You know what I mean? Right? 100%. 100%.
You are Falgi's weakness. You're his biggest weakness. Not intentionally, and you would be even if you hadn't been doing this fucking shit. That's just the nature of things. It's why my relationship with Stardust looked the way it did. People always ask this: why didn't you protect Stardust? Why didn't you get involved in the fights? Shit like this. Because this is the outcome every fucking time. So I mean, I don't mind that you don't like me, or like were annoyed at me, or like you shouldn't big bro my partner. Yeah, sure. Falgi's like in my orbit. There are dynamics to this, and also
no. And here's sorry.
let go of Yoko Ono, Falgi. I'm gonna be honest, okay? I'm gonna be honest. I'm starting to see the through line of the fucking Yoko Ono memes. I'm starting to see what other people are fucking complaining about. We've got to stop it with the fucking Yoko Ono, okay? You know who Falgi is really like? You know who Cloudi is really like? Ian Brady and Myra Hindley. If you want to go on your own time, okay, and look up what the Moors murders were, this is the way that you need to be fucking looking at it, okay? This is the way that you need to be looking at it. Myra Hindley. That's what we're calling Cloudi from now on. This is her nom de plume. This is what we're fucking talking about, okay? No more Yoko Ono.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. And here's the thing, right? These would just be a moment where I would just say something, and then I would feel bad and apologize and be like, "Hey, I know that's your friend. I'm sorry." And here, I don't hate you, Beckett. You just annoy me sometimes, and that's just my honest feeling. You do not. I don't expect. Again, with all this shit going on, you don't have to even like me, but like that is my feeling towards you. Is that just some of the things I would perceive? Again, this is just my perception in the moment. I would get frustrated, say some shit, and then be like, "Oh, okay, that was fucked. My bad. Let me."
I mean, half the time, I'm just trying to stop Fauci fucking imploding. Fucking hell. I mean, like, dude.
Dude, the Moors murders? Really? Panda, they fired a woman with fucking brain cancer. They fired a woman with brain cancer. Cloudi was almost certainly shopping around these fucking DM leaks about the fucking secret info they wanted to keep to themselves exclusively. She knew that she'd shop this shit around, and then she points the finger at the girl with fucking brain cancer. And then Falgi refuses to even consider that Cloudi might have been behind any of this. Did you hear him in the fucking call with Diesel? Did you hear him in the call with Diesel? No, I'm going to stand up now. I'm going to stand up. The only time in the entire call that I got the vague impression that Falgi had a second testicle, okay, is when people are talking about maybe it's Rena or Cloudi who sent around the fucking KF leaks. That's the only time. It's the most retarded fucking point, okay? He doesn't think that it was Cloudi because he likes Cloudi, because Cloudi's his fucking girlfriend. He can't look at any of this fucking shit objectively at all.
It was obvious that Falgi was getting worse. I mean, one of my
Okay, maybe they did fire a woman with brain cancer. Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
biggest criticisms of all of you is you basically just increased his paranoia. Constantly. It's constantly a feedback. This is another reason I don't surround myself with chatters or fans and talk to them all the time, because they do exactly what certain people in your group I know do, which is, hey, did you hear this thing about you? Hey, this person said this about you. Hey, have you seen this tweet about you? Hey, have you seen this Discord thing about you? And it drives people fucking crazy. You can't escape it. Again, last night I said when the Psy stuff was happening and it was constant bombardment of screenshots, I just left the group chats. I was like, I'm done. I'm taking a break. I don't want to see this. It will drive me crazy. And
No, I actually
divorce.
I actually don't disagree. I get really frustrated when people send them like hate. I mean, before all this stuff, obviously, I would get really frustrated when people would send him like hate streams or like hate comments and stuff, or like, you know, not that I think he's like precious baby boy. I mean, I do, but like for me, but like just on the on a more like serious level, I'd just be like, hey, because it's just a lot. Or like if I don't know if you've seen this, but I would actually like kind of tease him or make fun of him for him bringing up Psy or bringing up another known hater over and over again. Like, hey, we gotta. I guess, you know, big fucking talk from me, right? But like, I'd be like, hey, you know, we can't keep looking at this. It's gonna drive you crazy.
What?
I say as I went literally fucking crazy. And no, I don't disagree with the streamer's wife thing. I don't take any offense to that either. One of the things I can say is that before.
I mean, we've got this. We've got this from other fucking calls that Cloudi was almost certainly going out there, finding a bunch of shit that people were talking about Falgi and sending it directly to him. Don't tell him off when he's touching the fucking stove when you're forcing his hand there every other day of the fucking week. You know what I mean? Like, he's obviously learned... Well, no, that's fucking retarded to say. Okay. It's not that he's learned the behavior from her. That's wrong to say. That's not true. But Falgi has had the habit, the addictive cycle of looking at hate comments and looking at people who fucking loathe him and what they're chatting shit about him, right? And Cloudi has fed into that fucking behavior. She's fed into that fucking cycle. And as soon as he starts spinning and doing it on his own, she can then recognize that it's retarded. No, it's retarded when you're doing it as well, okay? She's reinforcing that shit 100 fucking %. Falgi should not have that thought process. And Falgi should have the clarity of mind to be able to say, with all of his fucking therapy talk, okay, this is an unhealthy thought process for me to dwell on further. I would appreciate it if you would not feed it. That's all he needed to do. And he never did. And that is undoubtedly like a main contributor to this downfall.
Before we
certain parts of it, at least.
Started streaming, is I straight up said, hey, maybe it's not that we hide that we're dating, but maybe we don't be so forward about
there's literally two options to this. Either you don't...
Oh, dude, the first time that I found out who Cloudi was, okay, because I'd recently been introduced to Falgi, and Falgi was like flirting with women in my fucking chat. That's what I fucking thought, okay? Now, I'd been through this before with Morale, and so I knew how to deal with it. I was like, whoa, Falgi, dude, what are you doing? Leave the women in my fucking chat alone, bro. What? Are you fucking prowling around here looking for fucking pussy? And they're both like, hee hee, I'm his girlfriend. We're actually dating. It's like, okay, right. Interesting. Why the fuck are you flirting in my chat then? That's twice as weird. Oh my fucking god. But that's how I found out who Cloudi was the first time. I had no clue who she was before.
Stream together, or you actually just really open that you're streaming together, but you go,
yeah,
that's my own partner's chat. I mean, like, the truth is that in spaces like these, you actually want to completely separate your partner from them. Like, completely. You just don't want them to have anything to do with it, because it's just, it's not worth it. It's like nightmare scenario. It, again, always goes the same way.
Yeah, and again, I'm not again, when I say all these things, I'm not trying to excuse my actions. I understand how autistic and fucking crazy it looks. Again, I'm reorganizing this and this and that, but I just need you to understand that I would be told verbally to fix things. and then I would try to fix things and be like, hey, is this good? I would be told yes 1 minute, no the next, or I would ask a question for whatever else. Yeah, everything's fine, everything's good, and then it blows up later, and it was just such a weird back and forth, and it was just a lot. And and again, I know you've seen it. Rena and I have known. I've been talking with her a long time. I know all of our DMs are out, so like we were just each other's sounding board in those DMs. Like that's something I'm gonna pull out eventually. I haven't even looked at everything yet.
The best way that I think I can describe the way that Cloudi and Falgi have managed their personal relationships, it's like a mixture between Lenny from Mice and Men squeezing rabbits so hard their eyes pop out of their fucking head and they die, okay? It's a mixture between that and like your control freak boss that everybody fucking hates in the office. And even either of those on their fucking own are like detestable. They're really fucking annoying and nobody fucking likes it. Incredibly fucking maladjusted. But them combined, I'm surprised these people stayed around for a year and a half. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why the fuck the rest of the op block stayed around.
Literally say, hey, I am being...
The dirt that Cloudi and Falgi have got to have on these people is fucking immense if they've stayed around for that stuff.
Bitter. I'm jealous. I'm tired. I don't know what is happening. I feel like I'm constantly being told one thing and then something else happens, and she was just my sounding board. It was just...
Do you understand that you can say she's just your sounding board, but that's not the limits
not sounding board.
of
That's the wrong word, but
Sure.
she was just someone I was venting to.
Yeah,
and
she was your
catty
venting.
asshole.
Yeah, sure, but you also crossed the line pretty severely into you utilize Rena. Now, I have my own opinions on Rena. If you think I'm sat here being like, oh, poor Rena, I'm really fucking not. But you utilize Rena.
I don't get the hate for Rena. I actually don't get the fucking hate for Rena. I get the impression that she's like a mean girl, like Cloudi. But I don't know. I feel like, what did I say the other day, right? What did I say the other day? I feel like I think about Rena the same way that I think about Mizkiff in the fucking Tectone drama. Do you know what I mean? They might have aspects of their personality that make them particularly fucking dislikable. But at the same time, they're kind of the person given us the content. And so I think they get a free fucking ride, you know? In my mind, Rena B gets a total fucking pardon for everything she did in the past, okay? She's come forward, she's leaked all her DMs, she got total amnesty in my mind.
Rena to spread information. You also did this with, I think, Diesel, and you do puppeteer. And one of the things I've heard it from like a couple of people, I'd need to go and drag through DMs and conversations. There's been a lot, like, because I've been endlessly doing this for 2 days, for a lot longer, let's be honest. But like, there's a couple of cases where calls have happened, and you've kind of feigned ignorance during the call, but you're in DMs with, I think, Diesel and there was somebody else, where you're basically just feeding them information of the thing to say, and then you sort of go...
CM Punk, any woman attracted to Morale is suspicious, and then Sister Godiva. Who can hate somebody who wants the Morocco because they ovulate? We look past it, okay? We look past it. Nobody's perfect, okay?
Oh, that's shocking. So, I mean, there is... it does seem like you know what you're doing to an extent, right? Like, it's not just one tone, I'm just innocent in the background. That's not how you acted. No,
and I do apologize if it sounds like I'm coming off that way. Again, I've been in these spaces. I have utilized her to spread info. One of my last examples I can think of right now for content stuff was some of the GoCato stuff. And it was all just like, it was just screenshots, it was just DMs, it was just stuff like that. Just so I wouldn't blow my cover. But I've also had people send me stuff to post because they want to remain anonymous. I've been asked to do that from
Well. Didn't Rena support Cloudi in firing a woman with a brain tumor? I thought this was bad timing, Dickers. All the inconsistency. Look. I think Rena has got a fucking plea deal, okay? She's come forward. She's in witness protection. She's pointed the fingers at all the people who did the actual bad stuff. We've got the fucking lieutenant of, like, the fucking mobster, like, the fucking mob, okay? And the lieutenant gets total immunity. They might have broken somebody's fingers, sure, okay. Yes. They gave somebody concrete shoes and made them sink to the bottom of the fucking ocean. But they pointed the fingers at the actual guys at the top, you know? I feel like a little bit of amnesty. Not saying you should trust her, okay?
I guess just saying the same thing again. I've been asked to do that from other commentators. I guess with
but okay.
The one that confuses me is with, what do you mean with Diesel? Because I've never asked.
I'm going to be a little bit late to that, Nicandros, but I will be there, I promise.
Diesel to like spread stuff. It's.
I'd have to go through like notes. This is like, but I think one of the things Diesel said to me was that there was one of the calls, it might even be the
Getting
Macari call,
sued for leaking sex
where
tapes. That's just, Steven's just being a silly guy.
Yeah.
Sting with Mro is like accepting a Himpleton interview. People should know the consequences, but they still go for it.
Thank you, Siskado, for the 50 sec.
which I haven't listened to yet, but I do have a copy of, where basically you were giving Diesel information, and then he was like, and then acting shocked like this was new to you. I'd have to clarify, but yeah, it's
Okay, can I say something about that?
Sure.
Because okay, like I did that, but we had been talking all day about it, so I feel like it's a bit. I don't know if that's a point against me. Like it's something I've done for him. It's something I've done for like again, other people will give me stuff to post or whatever so they can stay anonymous.
But you understand
thing
why
that
it's
we
hard
were-
to okay, but you understand why it's hard
Yeah.
to trust you because you're like a big thing of this, and I know there's the DM of you going, well, you will lie and things. Like everyone lies, but one of the things you've sort of been caught red-handed doing is working behind the scenes. Like I obviously talk to people behind the scenes, right? But this is one of the reasons I'm really transparent because when people go, Beckett said this, I just go, yeah, of course I fucking did. What do you mean? Whereas when it's finding out Cloudi said this, it's like, well, this is a completely different fucking person from what we saw publicly at the time. And it's that disconnect that is kind of fucking shocking people.
Wait, hold on.
Because you're not a content creator. You're not a commentator passing things of, hey, can you go grab this? Or, hey, can you go post this? But, I mean, I'll be actually honest, a content creator coming out and being like, hey, can you go and just seed this information? Is a little kind of fucking crazy in itself. But just like somebody who's on the sidelines doing that, somebody who's, again, streamer wife doing that, is even more, it's bizarre. You're not a content creator in this space. Why are you playing these games?
You're not wrong. I don't consider myself a content creator or anything. Even just being a guest on streams is not content creating. I just fell into it. I would be asked to do stuff. I would be asked to spread stuff because I'm in all these different discords or whatever. I would go find things. I'm definitely not like research level, but sometimes when I just had the time, I would go find things or take care of things.
I mean, finding things is fine. Everyone does this, and
Yeah, but again, I guess.
But this isn't just finding things. This is directly throwing things out that instigate further drama. This is stirring, and this is, today we'll come to KJQ and Ash, but this is gay opping. This is directly seeding information in the minds of multiple people to fuck people over.
Sorry, we're delayed. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, when it comes to the Macari call, again, him and I had already been talking all day for that particular call, and it's something I have done.
I've got a thing.
Okay.
I'm not denying that. And again,
I mean, seeding information, is that always bad? I mean, Beckett seems to think that it is. It's always crazy. I don't know if it is always bad. I think it depends what you're trying to do. So if it's information that you know to be correct, right? Done for not necessarily just a malicious purpose, but for like something else, possibly, would that be bad? I'll have to think a little bit more on that. I don't know if I like the absolutist position there. I don't think I like the absolutist position as well. So for example, if you know that there is more information to a story, okay, but you've got a little bit of a piece of it that you know is absolutely true, and then you kind of like post that, leak that, talk about that, discuss it on stream, in the hopes that maybe more information will come out down the line. Somebody else is going to hear about it, send you some more information. Somebody involved in the story is going to freak out and come forward with it. Underhanded? Slightly. Now, I'm thinking pure hypotheticals. Because I don't think that I've ever been in a position where I've actually had that level of information to be able to do that. But, is it always evil? I know that other people have done that. And do I bemoan them?
I'm not denying.
No, I don't think so.
Using Rena for stuff. And again, a lot of times it was just for content, and there was a few times where I was just being a fucking asshole, and I'd be like, "Hey, I'm can you go say this because I feel like I'm in a petty mood."
Mm-hmm.
That's in the DMs. I'm not denying that. Wouldn't have denied it anyway because like when I'm sorry, one sec. When I'm in
have the balls to come out with it yourself as a content creator. Yeah, I 100% buy that. Yeah. Getting like Discord shitters to go around and do it behind your fucking back. I would say in and of itself it's not an immoral action, but it kind of speaks to a deeper underbelly, right? Like, why are you not coming out with this shit yourself? You've got a platform to be able to say this stuff. You could probably reach more people. Why do you not want your name associated with this? It kind of like, it gives bad fucking vibes. But it's going to depend on the particulars. It's not inherently bad. It's just crazy. Take Himpleton seeding fake info to get Ant to admit to dating Kato during the call. Funny but unhinged. I think if you're seeding fake information to be able to get a confession out of somebody, that is bad. Okay, that is bad. So, for example, like an example of this that I think I could probably bring up is what's his fucking face? Argentinian bloke, communist, looks like he's got AIDS, crazy fucking facial hair, bowl cut. Who am I fucking thinking of? Bad Empanada. Bad Empanada did this stuff over the Pixie drama with Destiny, right? He came out and said that Lonabox had been cucked by Destiny. And apparently a bunch of these video files had come out and blah, 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 blah. Now, the only reason why he did that was putting out false information that other people then had to come in and correct with the truth. He was trying to get to the drama there, right? He was trying to get other people to come out and correct the falsehoods, thus giving the drama. But it's immoral because he's fucking lying, right? You're seeding false info. That'd be like a hard fucking line about that, right? Why are you talking about yourself? Fuck you, Pinker.
Or let me rephrase that. I was just already at a place where I was just so frustrated and done. And again, that doesn't make it okay.
Okay.
I want to make that clear that I'm not condoning the stuff I've done. Or being like, well, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Like, no.
Yeah. It helps you
But
being
because I
honest
also,
with me, you know?
and again, I can understand, not every single thing obviously is
He did get cucked, no? See, and that's the exact reason why, like, lying during these dramas is fucking bad, okay? Not only because it's immoral to lie, which it obviously is, but also because it fucks up the narrative. No, Lonabox never got cucked by Destiny. The Pixie stuff happened long before those guys got in a relationship. But that's the problem, right? The falsehoods fucking seed through the space. And people get left, or some people still get left with that impression.
is a shitter thing. But I understand with everything combined together, it's incredibly hard for someone to like, oh, when am I supposed to tell when I'm being sincere versus not? Because you could see I would literally just like quick fire some bullshit and then not explain anything else. When her and I would like talk in VCs or whatever, but it's just like, that part's not going to be recorded. That part's not going to be seen.
Because I mean, the comments you made about KJ with the you said like before, like when you're saying, oh, it probably is doxing as some secret. I guess I'm just reading the implication. You're saying that the reason you said it probably is doxing is because, well, the Coke mods are keeping it secret, so they'd only keep it secret because if KJ was a doxer, Beckett would want to keep, like, that's his hard line.
Yes! Okay. Beckett circles back to it. Nice.
So it would be me, I guess, breaking my rule, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that doesn't make sense,
okay,
right?
So I do have something I heard, but when I say this is third level from Glup Shido, God knows where, I was literally just sitting in a call.
Uh-huh.
But I never told Rena this or anything. Again, I just know as a community, your hard line has always, while you obviously find doxes and stuff, you don't
well, I mean, yeah, like researchers
you've
come
taken
across PPA.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a known thing within spaces. But
yeah, but you're always very straightforward about the fact that like you
that
take care
information
of it,
never
or
comes
you-
out. Yeah,
Yes,
like it's
yes,
a,
thank you. Yeah.
like obviously, because like researchers use a variety of tools. Because like one of the ways this is done is you go from the ground up, basically. But that has to be like you have to be like fucking incredibly careful, and this is why whenever researchers get burned, they get burned completely. Because the risk is so high. You're talking about people who are like actually skilled in this shit. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm so cautious with stuff that when we were posting the Ethan Klein court documents, publicly available documents on Twitter, I still redacted Frogan, Casey Tron, and Denham's real names because that's a responsible thing to do. You just cover yourself. Like that's the standard.
Yeah.
But the thing with like I guess KJ And this has annoyed me because it's like, well, it comes from Cope and Seethe mods. How? I mean, even aside from anything else, that's the implication that Hoz and Shadow know something. They don't. And even if they did, how the fuck would any of those people know anything if it wasn't from you and Falgi? They don't know KJ. It makes literally no sense to say that. The only people who know anything about KJ or how he has worked is you and Falgi. Right? Like, correct me, tell me if you think I'm being unfair here.
No, I mean, no, I can see how that looks. I also don't know who else he was like talking to and stuff at the time.
Again and again and again, we've got an awful lot of stuff that Cloudi does not know. Where the fuck does she pull the allegation of doxing out of?
Because, like, the impression... I mean, again, people left my community. It's fine. People are free to come and go as they please. So it's an open door. But, yeah, we can't be here if KJ's a mod. Why has Beckett remodded him? Why is Beckett keeping him around?
Like, researchers... I think Beckett... Everybody's basically made this point, like, by now. Researchers, commentary YouTubers, a lot of people come across dox information. It's just, like, the nature of doing some of this stuff, right? Even the people that do absolutely no fucking research, if you're being sent Kiwi Farms links with a natural embed, that will sometimes have people's names in it, right? It's all about how you fucking handle that information and blasting out to the fucking public or sharing it around with other people that you don't necessarily trust, right? Unless it's somebody that you absolutely know, this is a good guy, he'll never do anything bad with this, okay? Usually, I just go back and delete it from my fucking DMs. I wouldn't say that I've always done that. But as a matter of course, just to keep it out of DMs is probably usually best, right? It's like a cognito hazard, having that stuff around. But yeah, you deal with it like it's fucking radioactive.
Well, it's not me that's given people that impression. I've never said anything bad about KJ. I've defended him when this all happened in August. And yet they still believed it. And I know, once again, that there was conversations behind the scenes before that mod call of KJ is sus. I've seen the DMs. So that has to have come from you or Falgi.
KJ is sus. Shut the fuck up. Dude, the Among Us comparisons are getting truer and truer by the bit. There's no fucking way. There's no way they refer to KJ as sus. The call is playing.
Yeah, no, I again, aside from bitching with Rena, because she was there the whole time and she knew about the Kiwi Farms thing and stuff, but even she had told me, and we both looked, there was just no proof. I'd found out that it wasn't Makari, and I was able to apologize and stuff to her. I did let her know, by the way, that she could reach out to you, and I just left that ball in her court.
Yeah, I've spoken to Makari about.
Yeah, and then and I know it looks, again, I know how it looks, but it was really just Rena and I bitching. And then one day she told me like, hey, there's just like no connection at all. But I never went around to like other content creators and said these things. Look, because I know it doesn't look that way, but despite all my bitching and despite me, all my snarking and all this other dumb shit I said, I never reached out to other content creators. I never told other content creators, especially with the Makari stuff, or even
without reaching out to other content creators, you've still completely burned KJ's reputation in the community. Because, like, again, I know that, well, you can't reach out to other content creators really in that way. You don't have the connection. But, like, people like Rotting, Cvants, you know, a myriad of other people have heard this through osmosis, and it has burned KJ's reputation. Part of the reason...
To be fair, me Cloudi saying that she isn't reaching out to other content creators is like me saying that I'm not reaching out to Mr. Beast. I mean, yeah, you kind of can't, to be fair.
I had to do an entire stream last night explaining all this shit is because his reputation, he's been slandered. He's been lied about unfairly. He's never been anything other than ethical as far as I can see. In fact, I've got his DMs with people where they ask him about dogs. He's like, no, you never ever include any information like that. You know, if you come across it, in the nature of the work that researchers do, you are incredibly careful with it. You never, you don't just hand it over in a docket. His reputation was slandered, and he has done nothing wrong, and he has lost work over it.
I mean, that is the kind of bullshit with the situation, right? Because I can see like Killjoy in chat, and I can tell, mate, you're still a little bit defensive over this stuff. I'm just, in fact, a duder who has autism, like every researcher. Lol. They treat me like I'm this boogeyman. Yeah, I mean, that is the... I think that's probably a point where why Beckett's made it so much of the fucking coverage to talk about KJ. And I feel sympathetic to it as well, right? Because as soon as you've got that kind of saying on your reputation, it is really, really, really hard to actually, like, completely dispense of it. For quite a while, if it hadn't been for this, I guess, even without any evidence, people hear that somebody's a doxer, and they trust the space enough, I guess, or a whisper campaign, to go, ooh, okay, yeah, maybe we'll steer clear of that guy. Because what do you want? The screenshot of them posting a fucking dox? That's not often going to come with a doxing allegation.
Right? He's lost connections. People from the community have stopped coming to him over the last 8 months. And that is because of your group. And at the same time, like, when Rotting left, he was like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, any of the art I've done, you're free to use. It was fan art, but the Clips channel can't use it. I'm like, that's fine, you can say that. But the only reason he has that impression is because of you guys. He doesn't know KJ.
Yeah, I haven't. Again, I'm sorry, but I haven't said anything to them. I have you asked Rotting why?
I mean, as far as I can tell, it's information spread throughout the friend group, and like the only source I can think of that is you guys, right? But if I'm wrong, tell me.
Okay, I'm trying to. I remember one night when I talked about very vaguely, and I made sure the entire time that I said that I was the fucking issue, or my best friend in real life was the issue. That like I really hurt people's feelings, and that when I went fucking crazy mode with my friend, I she accidentally hurt their feelings all over again, without realizing. Because when I was crying and whining to her that things were over, she thought it was very literal.
Bro, what? We're supposed to be talking right now about where else this claim could have come from, because Beckett's given the extremely strong implication that it was you, and now you're talking about crying about your friend IRL. Like, don't get so hooked into what she's saying. Just try and connect it to the question that was just fucking asked of her, and the last thing that she fucking said. She's going off on a tangent. The first time in the call that Beckett is being direct, it could have only come from you. You're the only person that I can see it coming from. There's a whole whisper campaign, and you're the first person that I can see that claims this. Oh, well, my friend IRL, like, I was crying.
And she, because I didn't even get to that part, I guess, but like,
this is like a hard fucking pivot in the conversation, to be clear.
She kicked everyone out that she didn't recognize, because that server used to originally be ours. And she had no idea that there was, she had no idea that there was like legal stuff or like all his work in there. And as soon as I figured it out, like I DM'd her immediately, and we met up in person, and I talked to her, and I said, hey, I didn't want you to do anything. I just wanted you to like hear me out, because this has been sitting in my chest like forever. And she was apologetic and stuff. She left the server. I apologized like all day that day.
Dickers, so the thing she's talking about is 5 days after I got fired, she was sobbing to her friend about how evil I am, and got removed from a third space that week. Right.
For it. But that was the part of the story I said that that things were my fault.
Okay.
And I said, hey, I don't go into Deal's chat because I feel like I make them uncomfortable. I can understand why they'd be angry with me.
Okay, you can understand why it's very hard for me to piece together how we've gone from, well, we're just removing these people from the mod team, to, a sustained campaign over 8 months to kind of ruin KJ's reputation, right?
Like, this call is almost unlistenable by the fact that Cloudi refuses to give like a straight line of logic for why she does certain things. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually fucking impossible to be able to follow, because she's not explaining herself fully. Maybe because the context would not be that favorable.
Yes, no, again, with because a lot of these things happen in VCs, right? So I have nothing, and my fucking trustworthiness is in like the shitter right now, right? But I've never directly said, oh, don't go to KJ, don't do this, don't do that. I would vent and make fun of them, and like I'm fucking being pissy. And again, I said in the thing that I'm just bitter and mad, and I just need
What an interesting way to phrase it. What an interesting. I've never directly said. The weasel wording that. I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling you. If you feel as that's a reach, I'm not reading too hard into that, okay? If you were totally innocent and you did not think you were the reason for somebody else getting banned from spaces, you would not say, I have never directly said that anybody should drop her from spaces.
I just need to cope. I'm just being a dick right now. I've said that on their DMs too. But I never went to other people and did that. It was just Rena. And when I did tell that story in that small group, I made sure to focus on myself, because even with Makari, that was my fault too. Like, all of that was my fault. And I'm not trying to be like, woe is me or boohoo me. I'm just saying straight up that these things were my fault. My friend doing that was ultimately my fault, because she was my friend, you know?
Okay.
But like I said, so the reason why I asked in the very beginning, like what communities, what other thing, is because unless Rena was already taking stuff I was saying and giving it to other people, which I don't know, maybe she did. I didn't push that. Again, it all looks like shit. It all looks really bad. I am embarrassed. I'm gonna take it. Like I'm gonna talk to people.
Maybe Rena took stuff I said and said it to other people. Maybe you should look into that, Beckett. Maybe I'm innocent. Maybe it's this other person. Maybe. I don't know. I've got no clue.
Apologies. I'm going to lose people. That's fine. I'm not going to stay in the space, but it's just like, I...
Like, dude, don't try and so obviously point out the plausible deniability that you've got while trying to explain this shit.
Didn't purposely go out and about and be like, oh, don't trust KJ.
Then why are you bemoaning the fact that Beckett's mods won't kick him from the fucking space? I mean, again, I feel like throughout the call, you've just got to fucking sanity check and pull yourself back to reality with all the stuff that we know. Why are you bemoaning the fact that Beckett's mods are protecting KJ? Is it not implicit in that you would absolutely like to see them get kicked out the fucking space? They deserve to get kicked out the space. How the fuck is anybody else supposed to read that? That is literally the only interpretation.
Okay, do you accept that people in your group did?
No, not people in the group. It was her.
That they went out and said things?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for the pause. The delay is a little bit weird. I mean, I guess I don't have proof otherwise, right? If they're going around being like, oh, I don't want to work, I don't want to be here, or I don't want to work or do X, Y, and Z, because of KJ, then I that's not something I ever pushed, because when I tell this story and I leave a lot of the details out, I make sure to say, hey, regardless of everything that happened, these things are my fault. And my friend doing X, Y, and Z, that's my fault. Me not being more communicative, even though I was because even though it stung and I was told all this shit, it hurt. I still can. How do I put this?
Okay, bro, you're getting too big for your boots.
How's it going, Future?
And she is the leaker, most likely.
Yeah, I agree. Go back in the stream if you want to hear my full thoughts, but I don't think she rated the KF account. I think she was leaking the screenshots around, but that's my 2 cents. And thank you for the €2. Oh, so she knows they did. That's why I asked. Right. Okay. Long pause.
I still put the majority of the blame on myself, because this is going to sound like, this is the emotional part for me. I felt so fucking terrible that I basically shot the gun on Makari. She was someone I really cared about, and I was just in my feelings, and then I just fucking stayed there. I can say that. I'm not too big to say that. And when I realized or found out that it wasn't her or her friend, just because of how, because one, like I said, I was told that it was Gorski, but I never asked for a screenshot. I never asked for anything. And so I'm going to be honest, I do feel like I was lied to about that, but it's one of the...
Oh, shut the fuck. It's so fucking infuriating, especially to square with the stuff that she said earlier in the call. Apparently, she had no reason to believe that it was Makari at all. You can't cry and bitch and moan that you were fucking lied to. You didn't even try to look into
those things that's just like, if I was being crazy, you know, I don't know what else to say. I don't think it's. There's no proof it's KJ. I don't think it's him. But there wasn't any way it was Gorski because during that time that all those different things were posted, Russia just had no internet, and that was how it was explained to me. And like I said, I never actually saw with my own eyes that it was him in the first place. And
Okay.
because I was in my feelings and I jumped the gun.
Let's
Sorry,
just jump to some other things here, because like,
What a fucking way to frame that. What a fucking way to frame that. I think you can be in your feelings and like bitch somebody out, you know? You can be in your feelings and kind of snap at somebody. Be in your feelings and then accuse somebody of leaking your private shit to Kiwi Farms. That's not something you do off a fucking feeling. Holy fuck, this bitch needs to be out of the fucking space yesterday.
yeah, I mean, it's
I'm just trying to make her laugh. I even tell her later that like, yeah, I've dated losers too. Like, you know, it's just when you feel like a loser, you want a loser. Like it's girl room. Sorry, I'm not I shouldn't joke right now, but it was just girl talk. It was just me trying to make my friend laugh. I didn't realize she was gonna then take it, and then because I don't like Emerald. Even now, I don't like Emerald. Still don't like Emerald.
well, I don't blame you at the moment. I mean, fucking, he's a big
No, even
part of like
before-
fucking, you know.
No, well, no, not even before this, because I never kicked him out of my server. He left all on his own. I never kicked him out. I used
Oh
to sit in
my
VCs
God.
with him, and he would literally do this. Why don't you want to be my friend? And I was like, Emerald, I don't like you. Just straight up, I would just say it to his face. I was like, I don't like you. I don't want to be your friend. Well, you're a fat fucking bitch, and so is your boyfriend. And da 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 da. I'm sorry. You want to be my friend? I was like, Emerald, we can't do this every day. Like that was that dynamic the entire time.
Oh, and we were laughing and we were yucking it up, and oh, it's so funny thinking back to it. Yeah, okay. Absolutely got a fucking seething hatred, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so the call is cut here for like 30 minutes of stuff which needed to be redacted. Fair enough. I think there's like 5 minutes left of the call, and I don't think there's that much content that needs to like go into it. Like, there is no way, okay. Falgi is saying that he's waking up in a cold sweat because of morale. There is no way that Cloudi is like, do we care? Do we really care about morale? He's kind of a funny guy, you know? Does he mean it? No, it's all for laughs. Morale, we can't keep on doing this, buddy. You fucking hated him. There was a seething fucking hatred of him. Shut the fuck up. You don't, if you're kind of like tolerant of somebody, but you're like, oh, they're kind of like a laughable annoyance, do you really try to like blackball them from even having a mention on stream? No, I don't think that's what you do. I don't think that's what you do at all. Fuck, you know. Like, she can't even be straight up about that. I would say, okay, Cloudi could come in this call and say, you know what? I fucking hate morale. If I could, I'd fucking skin that cat myself. I can't actually stand that guy.
Imagine Mro giving you PTSD lol. He's just a cat.
Thank you for the 2. But if Cloudi had said that, if she'd been like straight up about the way that she fucking felt about him, that would be huge points in her favor. No? You fucking hate this guy. You can't fucking stand him. You probably don't want him in your fucking space. Based, okay? Just fucking say it. Just fucking say it. Based. But she can't even do it. Even now, she can't be fucking straight up with people that she fucking hates. People that her and her fucking boyfriend have made a concerted effort to blackball from their fucking spaces. Even after the evidence has come out, she can't be honest about how she fucking feels. Stand on business. 100%. Yeah. Yeah. There we go then. There we go. I think there's going to be a Thunderdome call where people are going to hold Cloudi accountable in some fucking shitted Discord server. So we'll see how that goes. I do not have high hopes, to be honest, and I don't think that's going to be interesting content to cover. The next thing that we're going to be looking at, hopefully, in the Falgi drama, and I really don't want to look at anything else other than this, is Falgi's response. We've been waiting for this stuff for over a week at this point, so we'll see if anything comes of it. But if it doesn't, fuck him, I guess. Right? It is what it is. It is what it is at this point. Like, I understood the kind of, you get an understanding for somebody, you know? It's like, okay, this stuff is relatively new. You've known about this stuff for months, almost a year, okay? So you should probably have, like, your side of things ready to go pretty early on, right? But, fuck it, okay. Some of the stuff is getting drip-fed. You want to know what other people complain about before you formulate your response. I get that. Understood, right? What new leaks have come out? What further allegations or claims have come out of any of this stuff? Because I can't think of a single one in the last 4 days that's come out of this at all. Where's the response? Like, I do not know. I don't know Falgy to be somebody who takes long times off stream. Especially not long times offline. So where's the response? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Got time to be able to hop on a call with Diesel. But unfortunately, if the call between Falgy, Beckett, and Diesel is anything like how his response ends up coming out, it's probably not fucking worth it. Just being frank. If the response is anything like the fucking shit that he was giving Beckett and Diesel, it's actually not worth the time spent to actually like film and edit the fucking response. It's actually not worth that at all. Yeah, but there we go. There we are. Listen, I am super fucking pressed for time. I appreciate everybody who turned up on the stream. I'm going to thank people who donated, and then we're going to raid out to, I think Chud is the only one live right now, okay? But thank you to Nightmare, Sister Godiva, Beckett, Rocky BB, Lady Nerd Artist, Raso Fred, and that is it. Hugely appreciate it. Hugely appreciate it. Raiding out already? Yeah, this week is going to be a little bit fucking annoying, okay? So, I'm busy during a lot of the time, but I still am scheduling super hard to be able to get in streams and stuff, okay? So I will be streaming regularly. The streaming hours might be slightly reduced, and the times are going to be weird as well, okay? But I will be streaming. Anyway, have fun. Catch you guys later. Like the stream on your way out. Hugely helps the VOD, and I'll raid you guys into Chud, okay? Have a good one. See you soon. Are you going to thank the non-pay pigs too? Thank you everybody who liked the stream, and thank you everybody who showed up, okay? It's not just the donators we appreciate around here. The chatters, the viewers, the likers, we appreciate them too. The lurkers, you can fuck off. Alright, see you guys later. Nice, have a good one.